Shit.
Shit. That's how we start. Shit. Hello. The internet. Oh no. I warned you about that because you
God, they've seen me.
Hello. We are here. It's finally happening. Hold on. I wasn't even playing the correct intro music. Wow. It's like I've never streamed before. What is this? What is this? Okay. Aaron's so fancy. Listen, I was going to be fancier and then a lot of stuff happened and I forgot. Basically, make sure that your Amazon information is up to date, ladies and gentlemen. Otherwise, you'll never get what you thought you ordered. And you look up and you're just like, why is this not here yet? Oh, because it never shipped. Awesome. So I just used what was in my closet already, which I guess doesn't really help the situation because, I just wanted a fancier vest. But it's okay. I can manage by looking like Geppetto. It's fine. It's fine.
You said it earlier and it still caught me off guard.
It's cool. Yeah. Welcome to Age of Innovation, the Hunted. We are part of a group of humble adventurers in the early 1800s, but more on that later. I guess we'll make introductions first and foremost, or not first and foremost. First and to my right. Right. Correct. Ash. You're right there.
How much of my character should I say? Just like
just you. No, just you. You as person.
Okay, me as a person.
You as a person.
Oh, deep existential dread. So fast.
Get that Tinder profile.
Yeah. Can we do that slide, please?
Deactivated for too long.
Honestly, that would be a great intro. Just start doing it.
Let's take long walks to the liquor store.
Near the beach. My name is Hunter. I do stuff with a profile je ne sais quoi. But TikTok's probably not going to be a thing anymore. So fuck that. My name is Hunter, and I play D&D. There you go. That's my intro.
Yeah.
A moment of silence for TikTok.
I'll be silent plenty later.
And then we also have to more right, that direction. We have Ezra.
That's me. Oh God, I had a moment to prepare and I simply didn't. I'm Kristen or Chris. I'm not picky. I go by Chris Guy in the chat. You'll see me because I'm in there. Yeah, I think honestly the greatest description is that I had a chance to prepare what to say about myself and I didn't. But I like D&D. This is the 4th campaign I will be playing in this week. So,
oh wow.
Yeah.
Excited for more. Yes, we do, Jeremy. Excited for a new one and excited to be DM'd by Silvermoon again and play with this group.
Yeah, we've had nothing but good times, anytime you've been on here, so nothing tragic or betrayal.
Kalama was the most wholesome character, and
Very wholesome.
Ulrich Fizzlepitch did nothing wrong.
Oh, Fizzlepitch. I forgot that last name.
I never will.
That sounds like a Candyland swear.
Fizzlepitch. You know what?
Honestly, with how Ulrich handled the party, they might refer to it that way now.
There you go.
That was a good time. And then a somewhat familiar face, also to the right, but lower right. It's Galil.
Yeah. My name's Adam. I played Galil back in campaign 1. I also played Aiden, Tricky, so many characters throughout the campaign.
Oh yeah.
I do stream every now and then, but haven't lately.
Do it. You gotta do it. Do it.
Go live
it.
right
And-
now.
I rejoined just to see Aaron kill my future pets again.
No.
Wow. You make it seem like I do these things on purpose. It's not my fault you make bad decisions and you leave your dog outside or your pets outside or inside or anywhere around you.
Wow.
when
They
you're
were
doing-
inside.
Circle of Death is a completely decent spell. It wasn't my fault that it was in there. You know, check twice before you cast Circle of Death, folks. Just that's all I'm gonna say. Okay.
Yeah, especially at level 5.
Yes. All right. I think. Oh, nice. I think we are almost ready to go. We have our. If you're here for the first time, welcome. I am Aaron, the DM here, one of the DMs here in Knights of Silver Moon. We have our Tuesday game currently, which is Age of Myth set in Greek mythology, which is a precursor to this story, Age of Innovation. It's, some time back. Hunter has been with us since the very beginning of time, literally, almost, with this storyline. So it's
That's
very
true. I forgot to plug this thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and Fall of Bahiri, you were one of the first people on this planet, so that was cool. Now you're, several bajillion years later, here we are. Not related.
Not related.
What else was I say? Oh yeah, so Tuesday nights we have our game, which is approaching its finale within the next couple of weeks. That's going to be really wild and crazy. And then Wednesday nights we have Vampire the Masquerade Savannah Nights taking place in Savannah, Georgia, not Savannah of Africa. And yeah, now we have Thursdays. And then once a month, we have our Star Wars game. So we play Star Wars 5e with Pip Art, who is in chat right now, and a couple of our friends from over at Top Down Tabletop. So we'll be doing that actually next Friday. So next week will be one of the first weeks ever that we have 4 streams in a row on our channel. Be bonkers, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Yeah, I know. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's going to be crazy. And then
4 games a week.
4 games a week. I'm trying to catch up to you, Chris. I'm trying to catch up to you. Except that I don't play in one of them. So
It's
I guess
exhausting. Don't do it.
Hey, at least you're not running all 4. You're playing in all
I'm not
4.
running a single one.
So that maybe that's easy. Maybe that makes it a little easier.
Yeah.
Hyperfocus or OCD? Who knows? Oh my gosh. All right. I think we're good. We're ready to get started. So let's turn your attention to our new intro for Age of Innovation, The Hunted, and we'll jump right into this shenaniganery.
The year is 1805, and our world is about to suffer its greatest threat in over 2,000 years. Since the dawn of civilization, our kind has stood vigilant over our mortal brothers and sisters, protecting them from the darkness that hunts and consumes us. For a time, we thought we had pushed that evil away. All that then remained was to watch the stars for when or if it would ever return. We stood too attentive, however, to that abyss beyond, that we did not see the threat that our brethren would become to us. During the collapse and the centuries that followed, we lost much to the cruelty, greed, and prejudice of man. Now, we have taken to the shadows, so that we might still protect our people, even if in doing so we risk being executed for what we are. For there are more of them than there are of us, and we dare not become the monsters that our forefathers became. A true shame that in the midst of all of civilization's triumphs, we would become.
Yeah. All right. Did you like that? Was that good? All right, cool. Cool. Do it again.
Oh my god.
I have hard eyes right now. Thank you, Pip. I appreciate that. And I too love the letter things.
I'm tricked up. That's awesome.
It was a running joke from last time, so we just kept saying it over and over, and it was whatever. Here we are. Okay. We're gonna do this one, I think. Okay. What is there to say about this age? A time filled with conflicts, growth, expansions, and revolutions. Much has changed since we've last seen the world in this lens. Much has been gained, and much has been lost. The collapse brought about of the old gods brought about the loss of some of the first people who settled on our planet, as gods went mad and turned on each other, and those that worshipped them. Humans becoming aware of themselves to a degree never done so before, and now, not truly having any oversight, began to twist themselves to become the sole masters of the world. And with that came the attempted eradication of the other races. Military campaigns set to conquer huge swaths of land also displaced the other peoples of the world, and would have succeeded in doing so had the Fold not stepped in to offer places of refuge. In those turbulent years, 40 priories around the world were established and quickly filled. And with the aid of our external allies, we found sanctuaries for many who were displaced by regimes and crusades. For a time, some of the kingdoms of the world worked with the Fold, having a member in their court as a secret advisor. And for a time, the kingdoms found a way to grow out of a dark age. But then, those advisors were called worshippers of dark powers by those who had none. And those kingdoms turned on any and all that could be found to have Orphic power. Before too long, 40 priories became 30, became 20, until we became so well hidden into the shadows that humans turned their attention to a new continent they had discovered. And with it, the fold faded from the sight of man. And that's where we like it. Still, our vigilance has not changed, as we now have to focus our attention on two fronts. We still look to the stars, awaiting evidence of the return of Beldura, but at least we know we are not the only ones now who look. The Adani, the Abadas, the Nobos, and the Kor have all agreed to alert us if an intergalactic threat emerges. But they have also agreed to keep us hidden and shielded, and thus we have not heard from anyone again in centuries. At times, upstart cults reveal themselves now and again, usually centered around enigmatic Orphics who fancy themselves conduits to darker powers. They have created for themselves organizations that try and rival that of the Fold. However, we have been here much longer. And they either tell themselves apart, are hunted out by mortal men, or they clash with the might of our trained reliquists. Rare that those occasions are, at times they can be necessary. Now we find ourselves in the year 1805, in the early days of spring, in the city of Oldenburg, Germany, about 60 miles south from the North Sea, sitting on the river Hunt. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Let us set this space. Let's do this one. Yeah. Galil. Well, oh boy, this is gonna be fun. Dimitri.
I know.
For 5 years, I've called you the same thing, and now I have to call you something else. What is this madness? It's fine. It's fine.
I'm just gonna play Galil again.
You're like,
call it a day.
yeah. I'll just bring good old Galil back. The night of March 5th, 1805, a mile outside of the town, the Kroon family orphanage sits at the start of the deep woods just outside the city. 3 women are outside checking the gates, these large circle arches that sit by the wooden, almost picket fence, but it's used of like twigs of different and branches of different sizes that mark off the territory of the farm. Their lanterns swing as the cool night air brings crispness to the skin. One woman, Mildberg, raises a lantern to see down the beaten path that leads to the city. There's a wind that blows, something in the air. She goes over to her sisters, Eden and Signy. And then in the bottom of the screen, you're going to see in captions in German. There's something in the wind that I am not too keen about. We should do a reading tonight after we put the babes to bed. They nod in agreement and shuffle into the house one by one. This house is like one of those grass thatch roof houses. It's kind of slightly built into the ground. And at the very top over the door, there is old Edward, a goat that sits up there. And as they pass under, he just like, is he just chomping away on grass, keeping a vigil. We cut inside this earthen, sunken home. Most of the children now have gone to bed. The Kroon family orphanage has helped home dozens, if not hundreds, of kids by now. But currently, there are 6 that still remain in the walls. No, we're trapped in the walls. I meant
Terrible
in its. Well, that's the end. They got stuck in the walls. Oh no, that's awful. Okay, and now they are currently in bed. We focus in on one such bed where in one of the boys' rooms there is one bed over to the side where Dmitri Vecht lays in the light of the moon. You can hear the mothers moving about the house as they get ready for bed. All the other children have now been put to sleep, and you rest from having a regular day. You look over at the other beds that are built somewhat into the wall. It's almost like a bunk bed that kind of sits half into the earth. You see the two that some of the boys that are sleeping over there. Alric, the eldest, sleeps on the bottom bunk next to Wigmund, who is the youngest. Wigmund is 6. Alric is 14. And Idmund is on the second bed because he's the climber. He's the one who gets into everything and somewhat of the troublemaker. You look at them and wonder how soon or how long you have until they too have found a home, just like many of the other children that have been here. All of them except for you. You've been here the longest. Somewhere in the house you hear the sound of broken pottery. It crashes. And then there's nothing. Did you do anything?
I get up, noticing that I hear it. Alara, take care of the other ones. I'm gonna go check what crashed.
Yeah, it's okay. Sure. He's like half asleep, right? He's like, yeah, go. All right. You just go back to sleep. It's all fine. You open the door to your room and look into the little hallway here. Checking the low lit lamps that are kind of hanging from the wall, and you see Signy come out of the shared room with her and her sisters. She like scurries over to the kitchen, and then a second later comes back out again with like a broom. She looks over. Oh, sorry that we didn't mean to wake you. You can go back to sleep.
Are you sure? I heard something break out here.
She peeks back into the room where her sisters are at. She hobbles over to you.
Yes, dear, it's okay. Do not worry. Your pretty little face.
She just kind of like does a little cheek thing.
It's okay. Do not worry. Tomorrow, there's going to be a circus coming into town.
Oh?
Yes, we haven't had one traveling through here in a very long time. Why don't you take the children and after they finish their chores, of course, take the children into town?
Okay, if you're sure, I should. But are you sure that I don't need help clean up?
No, we just dropped a bone. It was nothing. Just a little surprise and a bump. You know, Eden is very, very clumsy.
Of course.
We are going to wait until morning. I have something for you. Before you leave, don't forget. Something for you to take with you. Okay?
Okay.
It's a gift. Go to sleep. Shh.
I return back
Okay. Returning back to bed. Get snuggled and cozy. And as you do that, you get snuggled and cozy again. You close your eyes and start to drift off to sleep. In the past 24 years of your life, you've only ever really known these three sisters, Mildberg, Signy, and Eden. They've watched over you since they found you, and watched over you as you grew, as you've gone to various families, and then returned. Something about the way that Signy spoke tonight was different. She looked at you with a sadness that she had never had before. But surely that's nothing. Surely. You get in for a nice sleep and pass out. You can take your first long rest. Woo, what a day!
You gain the benefits of a long rest. All your spell slots are restored.
Woo, that was so intense. What a hard day.
Oh wow.
Starting the next morning, you bright and early, with the sound of the rooster outside, right outside your window apparently, get started with your day. Your morning starts as most mornings, a simple breakfast where the three sisters prepare a meal inside of their earthbound kitchen. As you walk in the kitchen, you can hear the sizzling of what smells like bacon, nice fatty bacon that's just cooking there. They got eggs going. It's like a full breakfast with a nice little bit of not oatmeal, but oats and porridge, etc., etc. It's not too long before once your breakfast is finished, you start your chores. And where did Babe go? God damn it. Well, the Babe is no longer, but that's fine. We have Babe 2. Babe the second. To the plates. Beautiful. Love this. You start your chores with your siblings to help. You have Ulrich, who said he's the oldest. He's 14. He's going to probably go into being a tall young man. He's already kind of sprouted over the last 6 months. And he helps you tend to the cows, a few of the pigs. You see the girls, Runa and Emelina, they go and check on the chickens. And the 3 vile geese, whose names shall not be uttered because they are truly that terrible.
Evil
kids. Evil kids. Evil geese. And little Wigmund, he goes and collects the eggs. Once all the chores are done, or as they are in the process of being done, you see that from down the path, you guys are probably about a couple hundred feet from the road, one of the roads that leads into Oldenburg. And you see from here a caravan coming into town. You see first one, then another, and then another. Before you know it, there's at least almost a dozen carts that come into that are following together and making this caravan into Oldenburg. You see little Wigmund. It comes over to you as you're like stopping from your. I was gonna say stopping from your hoeing, but stopping from your that's never gonna stop. So stopping from your gardening.
Oh wow.
We'll start. Ash is immediately regretting everything. He's like, God damn, what have I agreed to? You stop from your gardening, and he's like, he looks up at you.
What is it?
I think it's. I don't know. I think it's a circus. Grandma Siggy told me that it be coming into town.
What is a circus?
Oh, you'll find out later. I'll take you there.
Is it scary?
No. No, not at all.
Oh, I love you guys so much. High five.
I hate all of you.
Okay, as long as it's not scary. I don't like scary things.
But yeah, you see that there is that caravan, and you can see even from this distance, some of these wagons are brightly colored and very nice. You catch glints of gold on their trim from the tops as they travel into town. But you've got probably like 2 more hours worth of chores to do, and then you can take the kids into town, as you normally take them into town to get like sell like the eggs and stuff like that as you normally would, but we'll do some extra stuff today. We are going to smooch. We are going to switch.
Smooch, y'all.
We are going to smooch. We are going to switch over to that caravan. Where the House of Pentacles circus is currently on its way into Oldenburg. Into the Oldenburg. Let me see here. One particular cart stands out from the rest. As you would expect in a lot of these traveling circuses, the carts are really brightly painted. Really catching the eye. There is one cart that stands different than the rest in that it is almost like a traveling garden. Each large side is like steeped slightly so that there are various planters, some of them flowering, some of them bearing fruit or vegetables. It's just a whole. It's like looking at a traveling garden, and it slopes down far enough down to where it almost covers the wheel, so it almost looks like it's just floating across the ground. Very akin to our quote-unquote modern-day floats, but this is just gardening. At the top, a elderly man sits with the reins in hand as it kind of just like moves back and forth. At his side, a young man with purplish hair sits. Esh, would you like to describe yourself as you sit next to Alder here in this cart?
Yes, I would. My name is Esh. I am very tall, probably about 6'5". Pale skin that is, you almost wouldn't know it because he is the most tatted person you have ever seen in your life. Fully covered in layers and layers of tattoos that denote different styles, animals, words, also on his face. And but not obtrusively. It kind of frames his face. He has purple hair that's kind of in a coif over to the side, with shaved sides. He is wearing tartan style pants and suspenders, kind of that circus stripe kind of look. He is unbelievably jacked, just a strong dude. And his demeanor is like every movement is intentional. There is a lightness to him. And he speaks to Alder with a sense of lighthearted reverence. I think that covers the physical stuff.
Nice. Well, we're almost in town. Luckily, we're only here for a few days. 2 days.
Yeah, but it's on the job, you know.
True. But at least we're not expecting any private parties this time around. Should be easy enough.
The worst things that happened in my life are unexpected, so I will always keep an eye and ear out, and you can watch your petunias grow.
He eyes you cautiously from the side.
Is that a barb?
Oh, you know all about barbs, don't you?
Oh no. Not the jokes.
You thorny bastard.
Esh. What have I told you about jokes before?
If you're going to tell a joke, make sure I shit myself afterward.
Well, that's one of them for sure. I cannot wait to settle down again and have a nice cup of tea. It's going to be a busy day, I feel.
A busy day with plans, performance, and teaching.
Speaking of, how are your... He looks around to make sure that neither one of them are in earshot. How are your new students doing?
Oh, well, they are... And I look at, like, the garden cart here. Very green.
Again, with the jokes. Well, you were green once, too.
That was centuries ago, I believe. So I think I've matured enough as I, like, hold a gourd. Just like, why do you have such large... it's fine. We're on the move. Do you have any last advice for this new crop of
With
ones
every
who will save the world?
with every garden pun, you can see like one extra hour get ticked off of his life. He's just like eye twitch every time. But there's one eye twitches, the other one is kind of smiling because he appreciates the efforts that you are going through to make these. Well, the young one's probably going to get stepped on.
Of course. It'll help them grow. They'll bounce back.
It's a good thing he's a young one. The other one,
Yeah?
he's going to be interesting.
What makes you say that?
Well, one's been around for what, 15, 16 moons? Not centuries even. 50 years? I was trying to think of years. Another word for years.
I'm not that old.
One is like 15 or 16 years.
Alda, am I losing you right now?
Struck it out. Falls off
Please,
the.
we don't want to die in Oldenburg. It would be too perfect.
No! I hadn't thought about that, but that's pretty clever.
By the way, do you steal a wrinkle from every old person you meet?
Yes.
It shows.
Anyway, that Ezra.
Yeah?
It's not often that we bring those into the fold that have been roaming about for some time.
It is a curious thing, but I believe that curious things need to be kept closer, well observed, maybe taught, but I'm not sure if this will take. It's really up to them.
True. I was having a discussion with them the other night. They've seen quite their share of terrors in the world.
Don't talk about your face that way.
You know, I've half a mind to have you go and sit with the camels.
I like the camels. Nicer to me. Except for the one that spits.
He looks at you and you can see the thought forming in his mind of saying they all spit, and then he's just like, no, I'm not even going to. Almost as if on cue, one of the horses that gets used for some of the performances comes trotting over, and on its back is a young boy, probably in his mid-teens, probably like 15 or 16, as Solomon Kent comes over trotting with the horse, still kind of like figuring it out as he's like coming over, and then finally like pulls the horse up to the side. Good morning.
Solomon riding a horse.
Yes, I was given permission. I was getting tired of walking, and Flora said that I would be fine. And I've had some practice before back at home. Just
Not in the saddle, yeah.
No, not
No.
quite. But that's okay. She don't mind, right? She like pats the horse on the side. Have you seen Ezra yet this morning?
Have I?
No.
No.
Do you
I
think
leave Zoom call.
Do you think they're still asleep?
I really don't keep track of their sleeping habits, so I'm gonna go with I don't care.
There's a little bit of a mouth open, like. I was just asking. Do you think would I get in a serious amount of trouble if I you get this like you see this slightly devious look cross his face if I wake them up? Fucking put you.
I would love for you to do that for us, Solomon. Thank you for volunteering.
Okay.
I'm going to just like, kind of like fire carry, like fire brigade with
Yeah.
my own arms, just like pull a carrot over to Solomon, go like, you're gonna need this. And then wait, like the moment he
Gets a
takes it
carrot.
from my hand, slap the horse on the butt.
Wah! Like the horse like just takes off towards the front of the train, whereas Ezra's probably sleeping in one of the back carts. Let's go opposite direction.
You know, I don't mind being a teacher, Alda. It's got its perks.
Alder just shakes his head. If that boy falls off of his horse and breaks his neck,
One less to teach.
I guess you're right. Damn. Damn. Okay. Well done. Well done. All right. We are going to go indeed over to that back cart. where we have snuggled up in the blanket. You sit in the back of one of the equipment carts. There's like a bunch of more to the food and the traveling supplies. So you found a couple of big like potato sacks that you've kind of like arranged in such a way that you could easily catch a couple extra winks. Have a blanket pulled up over, and do you have your mask on? I guess to help cover the sun.
You know what? Yes and no. I probably have it covering my eyes instead of properly attached to my face. You know, like when people like put their baseball cap like here.
Yep.
like
So
a visor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a plague doctor mask. Let's be clear here what this looks like. So it's just face and then bird beak.
Give us a little description of as the cart kind of slowly starts to kind of wake you up. It gets jostled as it hits a particularly deep pothole.
Yeah, the camera pans over to this peaceful sleeping angel who could do no wrong. As explained, Ezra is wearing a plague doctor mask that is sort of made of what looks like real old leather and maybe some dented copper that's covering the upper half of his face to block out the sun because sleep is an all the time thing. He's got this like, especially because he's been sleeping, this messy mop of like dark brown, almost black hair that is just very like unruly. It's got like it's like a bit of a wavy curl to it. And it just like is fall across his face and just like sticking out at weird angles, like just kind of like I let my hair do what my hair wants, and we'll move on from that. He has this like olive sort of skin, and his ears are slightly pointed. They're not like quite as distinct as maybe elven ears. His right ear has a scar with like a nick missing out of it, and then that same one has like this silver piercing. And he's wearing, especially if he's sleeping, he has this long trench coat that he's probably flipped around to use as a sort of blanket. So his torso is mostly covered, as well as like these long flowing pants and like Jesus sandals. The bit of skin that you can see exposed from where the coat is resting on his chest is like you can see there's like loose dirty bandages like wrapped around his neck and maybe his arms and wrists, and there's like small hints of like tattoos poking out of some of the bandages and on some of that exposed skin, but it's really hard to tell what they are because he's very much keeping himself covered. I think that's it.
Nice.
He looking like this.
He looking like this. Nice. There you go.
With a taco in his mouth?
Yeah, that's a
the
plague
beak.
doctor. I did my best.
No, I love it actually.
Oh no.
It is a taco. That's canon now.
He's just constantly eating Taco Bell. Just it hasn't even been invented yet.
I went to the future to get this Taco Bell.
Yeah,
And goddamn, I'm gonna eat it.
That's fine.
Canon.
Canon. Let me see here. As the cart is moving along, where's my notes? Okay, as the cart is moving along, there is you feel it like jolt over to the side a little bit, and where is he? A human
Bumps his
man.
horse into it.
As a human man peeks up over the side as Gideon Grimshaw, one of the performers here, peeks up over. Oi, you sleeping boy?
I think the cart like has slowly half waken me up. So it's kind of like, no,
Uh-huh.
I was, and then this person started talking to me.
Esh told me that you're thinking of doing some knife throwing later. Is that still true?
Takes the mask off the upper half of my face. Knife throwing. I'm perfectly capable. I was thinking I'd probably be better at dodging knives if someone were to throw them at me.
Oh.
But I've got a bit of background work as an acrobat, and I think it would be an interesting show if I did some cool acrobatic dodging of knives. You know,
wanna
never been touched by a blade and stuff like that.
You want to be my target then?
If you think you can hit me.
Oh, you got a deal. What do I win if I nick you?
What kind of prize you looking for? I match on me. Besides, what do you besides getting to say that you landed a shot? You know, the bragging rights.
I'll think of something. All right. He like taps the side of the wagon. Well, we've got probably another hour. We're about a few minutes out. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know distance. We're almost there, so get your shit together. We're gonna be setting up shop soon.
All right.
As he like jumps off the side of the wagon, you hear a horse galloping up, and it like and it like goes past you. Wake up! Solomon goes one direction and he like has not able to stop the horse yet. It goes past again.
Okay.
You like peek up over the side and you can see you are now in a open grass field, and he's like making a really big circuit back to go across, and he's like, did I wake you? So he like goes between the carts and goes past it again.
How depending on your ego is the answer.
You turn your head in the direction of that the carts are following down this road, and you see a small provincial town, a quiet little German village town. Because it's more a town at this point. It's gone beyond village. But it sits on a river over the top of this hilltop, and you can see there's a couple of really nice, big, fancy houses that stand in the center next to like a steepled church and such and whatnot, and then everything else kind of spreads out. Off in the distance to the left, you can see that sprinkled in throughout the trees, there's a couple of houses of people who don't live in town, but live close enough by. And you see one of them, a couple hundred feet off, has a bunch of kids that are like, some of them on tippy toes, peeking up over a fence, looking at the carts as they pass, and they're like waving, and they see you like peek your head up. You see a older woman like telling them like shoo 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 go finish your chores. Well, she shouts at them in German, so whatever it is that she says, you imagine that's what she's telling them.
Oh yes, German.
Ah yes. All right. Beautiful. Alrighty then. You guys go ahead and get into town. You find a spot just outside of the city, and as you were passing through a portion of Oldenburg, you can see that already a crowd is starting to form, Esh and Ezra, as you guys are making your way through. They kind of watching this parade of carts and animals.
They're making their way downtown.
Oh no.
Fucking fast.
No, it's been so long. And it's back. Beautiful.
Do you mind if I cast something?
Sure.
Okay. So,
I cast Power Word Kill.
Aaron, I crave violence. It's taken too long.
Damn.
So I am going to stand up. I feel like there is on one of these carts, some sort of platform, almost like on top of a cart, kind of like a chariot podium kind of thing. And as we are wheeling into a more populated area, I'm going to take out my wand, which everyone sees as this kind of light lavender crystalline thing, and tap it a couple times onto the edge of this little pedestal, and look around at the other circus members, fully knowing what's about to happen. And I'm going to cast Major Image. And rereading it, it's not just visual elements, it is accompanied by sounds and smells. So there's going to be no visual here. It is just going to be that kind of boisterous, kind of big band sound that is uniquely the House of Pentacles. And the smell is the most important thing. It is going to be, which I think is very rare in kind of 1800s anywhere, is very sweet smells, that very carnival-esque. Everything is sugary, it's sweet, it's wonderful. There's some like good like fruit smells in there as well. So just it lingers everywhere, like in an aura around this thing, as a way of obviously marketing that the circus is in town.
Beautiful. I love that. Nothing. Now I'm craving funnel cake for no reason other than thinking of sweet smells. Damn it.
And it's a very rehearsed thing. The other circus performers are within their carts, waving or doing small little things, maybe little acrobatic things. If that's their thing, Gideon is probably like flipping a knife or something like that.
No. Beautiful. I love that. 100%. Okay. You get to this open area just on the literal edges of the last few buildings of town. It's like a broad park area where it's kind of close to the edges of the river. So it's kind of between a road and the river. It's this nice little middle ground. So it's a beautiful, the light from the sun sparkles across the water. It's a beautiful setup. And within about an hour or two, like the tent is now being unfurled and starting to be built up. There's a couple of like stands that are being set up for games. You can see some of the local vendors are bringing out little market stalls as well, as they're getting ready to kind of set up a fair/carnival just outside. Indeed, some of them bringing their own sweets, and thus like bringing that festival, carnival, circus atmosphere. While you have parked the carts, Alder rolls down from the back of in his wheelchair, and you can tell that for the audience, this older man would probably be as tall, if not taller, than Esh. But seated as he is in the wheelchair, he now like stands when he's sitting up tall, almost at a good 5'11", just within the sitting down. So he sits there and wheels himself around. You almost see that it moves with such grace that he barely has to do any of the pushing. Like it just pushes once, and the cart kind of moves on its own. Or the wheelchair kind of moves on its own. Magnus comes over. Magnus is basically the ringleader. He comes over to you, Esh, and Alder as you guys are setting up. All right. So just so you're clear, I just finished speaking with the rest. We have 2 major performances, one tonight, one tomorrow, and then we'll be on our way, continuing up along the coast. Not expecting anything big here tonight. None of the, not with all the stress that's going on in the country right now, at least. It seems that we've found ourselves a nice little distraction away from the upper class.
That is what we are good at. Distraction.
But keep an eye out. We're expecting a representative from the Prince Bishop here soon.
Is this a gaudy motherfucker, or...
If he's a representative of anybody who's labeled themselves as a Prince Bishop, I would assume so.
Right. Okay. All right. I don't want any competition for distraction, so I'll keep a lookout. Have you seen Ezra, by the way?
Yes. Currently helping Gideon set up the practice range.
Okay, good.
Probably
And-
talking mad shit.
And
I bet Ezra's talking mad shit over there.
undoubtedly. You've got yourself a handful of those 2.
Yeah, did Solomon ever stop?
Yes. I helped him stop.
I do appreciate it, Magnus, thank you.
I bet. I've decided to give him a simple job. He's going to just be the ticket boy.
Great, yeah. Probably
Figured
for the best.
Probably keep him out of the way, but he'll be able to keep an eye out. I feel like that would help out some.
Do you think he's strong enough to tear the tickets?
He looks in the direction of the circus and is clearly trying to literally very seriously gauge whether this young man is capable of saying, you're right. I think he can handle it. Is he good with anything sharp? What if I give him a knife?
I gave him a butter knife once, and I stayed up all night.
All right. Well, if you see this representative, make sure you send him over to my to the wagon.
All right. Magnus, till next time.
He walks off. In helping out, probably another 30 or so minutes before a snivelly looking man in a black, very expensive looking suit with golden buttons that runs up the center. He's got a book or a stack of papers in one hand, glasses that sit at the edges of his nose. As he starts looking around, looking into, well, that's not the right song. He starts a war, big deal. He starts looking around into some of the not baskets, into the wagons when you see him.
Aaron, I'm gonna ask you a not a retcon question, but like a kind of a pre-question. So,
Yeah.
Esh is an extremely diligent researcher. Like, there's no real surprises. So, has done research on this Prince Bishop as we were kind of coming into this place. So, I want Esh to have paid close attention to what he really likes, like what he fancies, what books he's reading, what shows that he goes to, what really catches his eye. And as I approach this Prince Bishop, I'm going to rotate my ring that I have on my hand, and the tattoos that Esh is covered with, which are have a lot of animalistic stuff. He has a snake coiling around his arm. There's a lot that we'll get through, but they slowly subtly rewrite themselves into imagery that this Prince Bishop would find appealing. That would be something that could spark a conversation, maybe reference a book that he really enjoys, or a manuscript, I guess, as it were, or anything like that.
Okay.
And I do that kind of as I approach.
Okay. In that case, as you were doing that, I will give you some information now. This Prince Bishop is acting regent of the area. He is not the actual, like, there's a Duke Wilhelm, that is currently, the Duke of Oldenburg, but he is not really well. So his cousin, Peter the First, is the Prince Bishop that is kind of running the town for now. Demeric is the Prince Bishop's attendant. He acts as a liaison to the stately duties when the Prince Bishop isn't available himself. He is, from what research you have done yourself and have had done on Oldenburg before you arrived, you know him to be greasy, is the term I would use.
So gross.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
Very
pretty
uptight.
vile.
Very uptight, but also just like he's the not quite cliched character, but the cliched character that's like this sniveling attendant kind of guy. You can visualize that.
Oh, so worm tongue. Or
Yeah.
kind of that,
Yeah.
or whatever Peter Pettigrew.
I would imagine, in my mind, Demeric looks like the cartoon version of, oh my gosh, what was the guy from the one that lost his head and it was like the pumpkin, all that jazz?
What?
Ichabod Crane.
Yeah, Ichabod Crane?
Yeah, in the cartoon version of him, you know, where he's just like super, super slender, like a twig of a man, but very tall. It's kind of along those
Jack
lines.
Skellington build.
The Jack Skellington build is perfect, yeah. But he's probably in like mid-40s, so not as young as Ichabod. But that's the kind of look of this character, this guy. But you see that he is coming up, and as you walk, your clothes kind of shift somewhat and move into a more like a very fancy, pristine, well put together look, and the sleeves roll down to cover a lot of the tattoos that are on your arm. And you find yourself standing with like the chest puffed out and everything as you like walk over. He looks up at you, and there's a raised eyebrow of not expecting someone like you to walk from this circus. He's like, yes, I'm here to speak with whoever's in charge.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Esh of the House of Pentacles.
Esh. What a curious name.
Thank you. I do appreciate your candor.
I'm been told that I'm to speak, and he looks at the papers, to a man named Magnus. Is this correct?
Oh, Magnus Crow. Of course, our ringleader. He will get you situated.
Good. Where might I speak with this man?
Please, follow me. And might I say, looking stately.
Why, thank you.
Of course.
It's good
And-
of you to notice. And he just like walks with this like step.
I'm going to kind of be maybe half a step ahead, a little bit to the side on the Dimrick side, if he's there.
Mhm.
And just go, Dimrick.
This is Dimrick is the one you're talking to.
Oh, Dimrick is the one I'm talking to.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the attendant to who's in charge, but who's in
Got
charge
it.
is not here. It is just
Dimrick. Okay.
just Dimrick.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Everything still stays though.
Yeah. You take him to Magnus, and there's a few of the formalities that normally get, here's the money for your stay here. There's a little bit of making sure everything is in order as far as the animals are not going to be running amok in the city. Everything's pretty much goes as normal, and then he goes, just to be clear, this is not a charity. You'll be expected to make a contribution of sorts. So I suggest you charge the people accordingly. Also, the Prince Bishop will be in attendance along with various dignitaries that we have coming in today. Do not charge them. Do a good enough job, and perhaps you will be rewarded with a special audience. Am I making myself clear? Magnus kind of shifts his eyes over to you. Sure. I think we can handle it.
DM.
Yeah.
Just because I know the attendant is usually the one that gets their hands dirty,
Yeah.
I have the telepathic feat, which means I can use detect thoughts.
Mhm.
Can I surface level see if anything pings while he's talking to Magnus? Anything
Sure.
that's out of the ordinary, not anything that has to do with ego or hubris, but maybe something covering up, something just out of place.
Surface level thoughts. I really don't want to be here right now. Nothing that's untoward or sketchy, but you get the fact that he's resents that he's having to be here. He also keeps thinking to himself that he hopes that they do not have to entertain this evening.
Dimrick, my good man,
Yes.
I know that this is not always appetizing, with the manure that we bring in and the ne'er-do-wells and the auspicious eyes. It can be a bit taxing and not for everybody's consumption. And I want to make sure that you, above all people, are having a good time. So is there something in particular that might tickle your fancy?
Oh, it is not me you have to impress. That would be the decision of the Prince Bishop Peter I. He's the one who will be making you have to please, I suppose.
In my line of work, Dimrick, if we just tried to please a single person in the audience, I don't think we would be much of a circus. Although he is incredibly important, Dimrick, what do you enjoy?
Me personally?
Of course, you're in our tent. Loosen up.
A good show would suffice. The guests we have arriving are expecting a spectacle, so make sure that it is a grand one if you want to please them. As long as they are pleased, the Prince Bishop will be pleased.
I hope we can do our best to impress you. Did a single image hit his brain and detect thoughts when he says spectacle and anything like that? Does a single kind of thing happen?
No. He's a very dull man. He doesn't have much of an imagination. He's like you. Probably the image is he sees someone that's like on a unicycle that's like juggling plates, and it's just like there's nothing going on. There's no music or anything. He's just like, this is the most he's expecting.
All right, Dimrick. Thank you for your time.
Of course. Well, we'll be seeing each other.
Of course.
What is it you show types say? Break something or something.
No, we'll break a lot of things. Don't you worry.
He turns like, and walks out. You see Magnus just go like, ugh.
Yeah, I just make eye contact with Magnus and go, I hate myself, and then like leave the tent.
Okay. Lovely. So, yeah, sure. Break your neck or whatever.
Dark.
I love that. Yes. Beautiful. Okay. We are going to shift back outside as Dimitri. You are sounds of musicking your way into town with all of the children. I say that because it's just you. And, well, I guess Ulrich kind of helps you out. But the two girls have been dressed in their beautiful little, their best dress. These bright blues with a little white. They almost could look like little miniature versions of Alice from Alice in Wonderland. There's like these bright little blue dresses with the little white aprons. That was the word I was not finding. They are walking in there, like holding hands. The two little ones, oh my gosh, where did I put my fucking right in front of my face? Wow. Runa and Emelina, they are like walking and holding hands. For some who would be afraid of twins, like these are not twins, but they are both the same age, but they kind of walk in sync already, and they're just kind of like almost skipping as they kind of walk along with you.
They're like the twins from The Shining.
Almost, except that they look different, but they are wearing the same dress, so there's that. Little Wigmund is holding onto your pinky as he walks, and then Edmund and Ulrich are on the other side. They're just kind of walking into town. As you've been, like I said, you've lived here for most of all of your life. As you are walking up the path, all right, let's change this real quick because we've already done this.
It was on the battle music.
No. Maybe this one.
Dimitri enters the circus. Why do I hear boss music?
Yeah, well, this sounds fine. As you enter into the town,
Not ominous at all.
Not ominous at all. You can hear that there are carts coming up behind you. And you move the kids off to the side. Just to kind of like make sure that they're well away as these carts roll by. They aren't heading towards the circus. They are heading towards the Duke's residence. So they're like, they make a beeline in the opposite direction from the split that you were about to take. The first one that passes by is one that is dark blue with many golds and is very, very ornate. Definitely nobility. Probably one of the French. It's very fancy, like these big golden wheels, these spokes that catch the light as they turn. And then you see behind them follow a few more carts. There's like about 4 of them. And it's these 4 that kind of set your stomach on edge a little bit for whatever reason. You've seen carriages before. Nothing fancy there, but these carriages are built like wagons almost. They're bigger. They seem to carry more space and like they would be carrying more inside. Not quite the same as the carts that brought the circus in, but almost to that style. They're heavy and they rattle. And it's the rattling of the noise of them going down the cobblestone streets that perks your ears because these sound heavy. And they don't have that same buoyancy that most like fancy carriages carry. Make a perception check for me.
Fuck.
First roll.
First roll.
First roll.
This determines the entire campaign.
Oh, don't put that evil on
If
me.
you roll a 1, you will instantly be shot.
There are guns.
9 plus 2, 11.
11.
Hey!
Nice.
Up
Nice.
10.
Nice. Nice.
11.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
wow.
Well, that's it, folks.
Oh my god. Beautiful.
Done.
All right. You can see that these carts as they are passing by, it's hard to tell whether they are cargo or they are carriages, if that makes sense. And it's a couple of the carts. You see that they're, aside from the carriage driver themselves, who also has a person next to them, you spot that they carry with them muskets. Like as if they're expecting to be robbed along the way, which is interesting. The last and final one, as it goes up the hill, has you see briefly painted on the side of the, or I should say on the back as it goes, some sort of insignia that you can't quite make out because it matches the black that these carriages are. And that's the other thing. It's like the 1800s equivalent of watching a bunch of Land Rovers going by and that are all like blacked out and have tinted windows, and you're just like, okay, that's something suspicious, that just went down the road. It's almost like that. At the very end, sitting on top of the last cart is another man that's kind of like leaning back, and you can see he also has a musket on his sitting on his lap, and this guy looks like he just crawled out of a prison. Shaved head, bunch of scars, has like tattoos coming up the bits of his half open shirt, and just looks over at you like just like does the nods the what's up, and spits in your general direction as the cart continues along.
Wow. Throw rocks at them.
All right, kids, just like we practice. Go, my
Get
minions! Go, my minions!
There's nothing scarier than an army of orphans.
This is true.
They have nothing to lose.
Oh no! Oh, so awful, but I love it. All right. Well, beautiful. It's just something of notice. Like the Duke has, visitors on occasion. That's not unusual, but this one, just for whatever reason, strikes your danger bone. Just like your danger sense. It was like trying to think of funny bone, and then I was like, not the funny bone. What's the other one? And it's like not the danger bone either. But I guess that's where we're at now. So whatever.
Unfunny bone.
This is the not funny bone. Dimitri, as we walk to the grounds, describe what you look like. By the way,
Currently, he has messy hair. Light brown. He is a 24-year-old. Like peach fuzz, barely out of puberty.
He's like, is it the I'm trying to grow a beard
Yeah.
and it's not
Very,
really working?
very like patchy.
It's not really working. Beautiful.
He looks very boyish, but
Okay.
he knows how to protect
Yeah.
the kids.
These are his babies. All right. Let us we'll do oh wait, no, not this one. That's the scary one. That's also the scary one.
We're not doing scary things in this campaign, are we?
No, we're not. There are no scary things. We promised
We're just
Wigmund.
throwing a circus.
Yeah, it's just we promised Wigmund we can't do anything scary. You walk up to the grounds, and you can see that the vendors have now finished setting up. You see the skill games that are being used. Some of the kids are already lining up to do like the ball toss. There's another one that's doing like they have to try and stack rings on top of each other as they toss them onto a table. You see a couple of performers already. Where would you like to direct the kids? You have one where you see some acrobats. You see another one where it looks like a magician is getting ready to perform. And then you see another that looks like a tent that has like a sign of a sun and a moon off to the side, like a fortune teller's kind of setup. It's got a big crystal ball down the center. Where would you like to go?
Acrobat.
Acrobats. Beautiful.
Let's
All
see
right.
someone flip and break their neck.
No. Okay. Beautiful.
Fucking
Fucking
bet.
bit.
Human pretzel time.
Love that. Okay, so we go over to the acrobats. As we go over to the acrobats, Ezra, you are here with oh, it's over here. Some of the acrobats you have with you. Where's their names? Evie and Ellis. They're normally trapeze artists, but right now they're practicing doing some flips and cartwheels, and you are there with Gideon. At the moment, as you are doing your acrobatics practice, doing a little warm-up, I was gonna say Galil. Dimitri. The kids all sit out on the grass next to you. As you're getting ready to watch the show, a boy that looks probably about the same age as Ulrich, maybe a couple years older. He's got big round glasses on his face. Looks a little dirty and smudged already from running around. He runs over and does that like rock star slide onto your knees, but like the kids do, not like the super tried to be showy or impressive. He just like does the little slide onto the grass. He's like, and in beautifully perfect German. Are you going to be attending the circus tonight, sir?
I'm waiting for the Google Translate.
No, you understood him.
I know.
Mind you, you have been given permission to take Ulrich tonight, not the rest, but the rest are present.
Fuck. Possibly later. Still deciding that.
Okay. The tickets are two copper a piece per. Just
And
look.
where at would I purchase them?
Just look for me. I have all the tickets. I'll be over there by the entrance.
Okay.
My name's Joseph.
Well, nice to meet you.
You remembered.
I
Because I
did.
forgot.
I almost did too. Don't worry about it. We'll explain later. My name is Joseph. Pleasure to meet you.
I shake his hand.
He like shakes it and he like tries to do like the really strong grip, but doesn't do like it's like kid really strong grip. Like he's not really, but you can tell he's like really trying. He's like, he looks at the other kids, like waves. He's like, oh, okay. And he looks up at the stage and you see Ezra, Solomon at the back of the row, like talking to some people. He looks up and you guys make eye contact for a brief second, and he just kind of goes like, does a little wave at you as well, and then he gets up and he just like the little wave as you're on stage. And he goes around and he actually goes over to Ulrich. He's like, is this your first time at the circus? Well, Ulrich's like, yeah. It's like, oh, you're in for a really good treat. Although that one, and he points to Ezra. He's like, although that one can sometimes fall on their face. If they do, make sure you shout a really loud boo, okay? And Ulrich's just like, sure, okay. And he like runs off.
I'm going to kill Joseph.
Beautiful. Okay. So the show begins. Or a show begins. Ezra, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Let's go.
You got this. Easy.
Well, let me just double check that my dexterity saving throw is crazy, like I think it is. So many tabs, so little times. Dex saving throw. Ah, yes. Good. That. It's 22.
Oh,
The 14 plus 8.
Damn.
Beautiful. You see these twins and this other individual up on stage. The twins are, they're like, it's almost like it's boy and girl, but they look like almost identical, except for, one's got a little bit of like a goatee going. They seem very quiet, but they do some amazing like cartwheels and flips, and then the one does like a springboard jump onto the other one's shoulders, and there's like the big finish, and then Evie proceeds to like leap towards Ezra, and that's you are trying to catch them on your shoulders, and you manage to just perfectly catch, to which she does another somersault off and dismounts, and there you go, back and forth doing a bunch of flips. It is spectacular. There's no breaking of necks or any other limbs or extremities, not even a pulled muscle. It is well done, and the crowd, the small crowd that's
professional.
professional for sure, the small crowd cheers and everything's great. All right. Next over, you hear another a crowd kind of start to cheer and disperse from wherever looks like the magician was up on stage. And it looks like another group is like starting to gather around. You go over there?
Yep.
Beautiful.
Make our way all through.
Yeah, I gotta go see all the stops. You see the entire time, Wigmund is like,
This is amazing. You were right.
Poor innocent kid.
You were right, Dimitri.
shut up. You're right, Dimitri.
This is not scary at all.
I told you.
Wait till they start throwing knives.
All right, we go over to the magician's stage.
Real question.
Yeah.
Were clowns a thing back then, or?
Yeah, but they're a little different. They still have the painted faces, but they generally tend to be also the performers. Like it's not like the colorful, crazy hobo costumes that you think of a lot of times when you go to the circus.
Yeah, the ones that chase us down the street.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Parks.
Yeah, no, nothing
At bars.
at bars, nothing like that. Oh no, let's go back to operatic tradition. Yeah. Okay, I thought there was gonna be a joke in there, Graham, and I was like, oh no, what's he gonna say? Oh, it's fine.
Facts.
Just facts. Beautiful. Okay. Ash, what would you like to do for your magic show?
Okay.
This nice and simple one. It's just to get the cobwebs out, you know?
I am outside on just like a small platform, and I wait till enough of a crowd has gathered. I am shirtless. I am the illustrated man, and the tattoos are so much and extreme that just kind of oogles everybody to make a kind of semicircle around him. And he has a top hat off to the side, big kind of Willy Wonka, patched, has a personality of its own. Like, all right, everyone. Hello. Welcome to the Illusionist Corner. I am Esh. And so,
Yeah!
no shirt, right? No shirt.
No shirt. Yeah.
No shirts. Pulls his wand out of no sleeve, right? Just
Nice.
I love the music that's happening right behind it. It's like perfectly timed. And he gives like a little tap on the brim of the hat, puts the wand away. It just kind of like flicks it away, gone. And out of the hat, he pulls like a tiny rabbit, right? Just very simple, very cute. And it just kind of like runs around him, and all the kids are like, "Aw, this is very cute," but also the sense of wonder. So he really leans into that. But like, all right, yeah. Just kind of speaking to himself, but not really speaking to the audience. And so it runs back into the hat and goes like, and then he taps it a little bit louder, like probably the first time was just once, and now it's twice. Spins it away. He pulls out a larger rabbit. Same kind of deal. Now it's a little bit harder to handle.
It's a giant bunny.
This goes on for a while, and then it's like he is pulling out just one of those huge, crazy huge rabbits that could no way fit in this hat. And it's just, mechanically, it is just an illusionist's wizard's minor illusion, just at like the top notch. Just constantly, he is the only one interacting with it. It is cute. It is hilarious. He is such a contrast of how he was talking with Alder. He's just full of personality, almost falling over himself, just like perfectly miming this stuff. And so the bunny runs back into the hat, but of course half of it is hanging out, and so he's like stuffing it back in. And he's like, he gives like kind of a bow, stops. There's the like, wait 1 minute. I think that we need the biggest rabbit that anyone has ever seen. And then he like gestures to the sky. And through all of these movements, he has been ritually casting Skywrite to bring clouds together to form a rabbit out of the clouds. And so he lifts the hat up, just like kind of mage handing it, just floating right above his palm, like just enough to notice that like some good street magic is happening.
Yeah.
And so as he's doing that, it slowly spins, and the sky-written bunny just slowly dissipates into regular clouds. He brings the hat down, and it is the fluffiest bunny just crawling out of this thing. Just absolutely huge. There's no way there's a rabbit this size. It is hilariously big. And he pulls it out, and he just like holds it. And it is truly just a hilarious thing. He puts it like almost as like a feather boa on his shoulders.
I love that.
And he says, "Everyone say goodbye to Mr. Rabbit."
Wingman's like, no, I like the rabbit.
I love the rabbit too, but he must go home. He belongs in the sky.
Then some of the other kids are like, in the sky, in the sky, in the sky.
And so he puts the rabbit back in, hoists the hat up, and the clouds come back together to form a rabbit, now with a noticeable smile on its face. Then he gives a bow.
Holy shit. Well, I was going to make you roll performance for that, but fuck that.
Guys, I did a cool backflip though.
Dang. Well, that's why he's the teacher. You know, you have your skills. You could do shit, just not make a magical, cloud rabbit. That's all.
I'm fully confident that Ezra was just as excited about this massive money as the crowd was, and was devastated to see it go.
Yeah.
Definitely. Off to the side moment where Solomon's over there with Ezra, and Ezra leans over to. I'm sorry. Solomon leans over to Ezra and just like, I thought we were supposed to blend in. That is not blending in.
Someone has to make the meme of that giant rabbit and me and him doing the Wojak he's so blended in.
But nobody's. You're looking around. It's like nobody's saying anything either.
Well, it's a circus. I imagine they all think they're either children, and that makes it okay, or they're old enough to think it's just some trick of the light.
Air balloons. Gas. Swamp
No.
gas.
It's just a guy in a costume.
Oh, right. Costumes.
I fully just try to gaslight him into thinking that it's a guy in a giant rabbit suit for the rest of this.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right.
I will mention, by the way, just a note of something. One, he
Yeah.
puts the hat on, so it's obviously empty, so that
Yeah.
kind of ends the performance. But on his chest, one of his actual tattoos that is layered but very distinct is a purple outlined rabbit head. So that kind of comes to a little bit more in the audience's eyes.
Beautiful. I love that. All right. Well, as you, Dimitri, take the kids around to a couple of the shops, the ticket boy comes back around. This time, when it is just you have the kids distracted. He's like, I have to go off and get ready for tonight's show, but I wanted to give you, I don't know, here. He takes a ticket.
Take it.
This is for you, and I don't know. Here's another one.
Oh, thank you. Here, at least take this. I hand him some change.
Thanks. Here, you keep it. It's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It's. He looks at all of the kids and then looks over at Ulrich. It's like, it's their first time at the circus. They've got to enjoy it. Might as well save some money for some food or something. Not that you can't afford food. Is not what I'm trying to say. But you've got a lot of children, and I see no misses. So I'm just assuming that you're working very hard to try and feed everyone. So I just thought, maybe it would. You know what? I'm gonna go now.
Joseph said, "Here, take them for free, you broke ass. You look broke."
Wow.
But yeah,
I'm just a baby.
Joseph said, "No bitches."
He's like, you look like a young dad. It's on struggling time. So here you go. But no, I feel like someone's first time to the circus should be something memorable. So make sure it's a good time.
All right. Thank you so much. I make sure I hide it before any of the kids notice.
And he goes running off towards the big top that is now pretty much fully set. And let's say you spend another couple hours there, just like roaming the fairgrounds, letting the kids play. Ticket Boy comes out after a while, and like him and Ulrich seem to hit it off in the way that like instant friends do. He like gives them a free game at one of the fair games. He like convinces the attendant to let them both play for free. It seems like a pleasant enough evening. But before long, it is time to return back to the farm. And then you can come back tonight for the main event. But as we get ready for that, we're going to go to break because we overshot by a little bit, but it's fun. Good times. Enjoy the purity of this moment. Let it last. Let it linger. Because surely nothing could possibly go wrong here during the age of innovation on the show called The Hunted. Nope.
And nothing can go wrong.
Nothing can go wrong. Yeah, we're back. All right.
I meant to show everyone my meme during the break and I forgot. Okay, it'll come out later.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay.
Just take it off my lap.
All right. Yeah, they're trying to get into ringmaster mode.
We have a costume change, everyone.
Yeah.
No, Prometheus.
No.
I dropped him.
Do not drop the boy. All right. Main show happens at sundown. You have like 3 or 4 hours. Ezra, Esh, is there anything that you would like to do before then?
I think Ezra might want to go out and mingle, maybe get a snack of some kind, really work on the hiding in plain sight dealing.
Okay. Beautiful, beautiful.
I'm gonna go with Ezra.
Okay. And actually, this would be a great time. We'll say it's the 3 of you. And you get some food. And you go over. Let's do what's this one? No, that is that is not.
It's an Elden Ring fight.
It's just food.
The turkey legs are attacking.
I just wanted some tokoyami.
We'll say it's the evening, and it's about like an hour before showtime, and you guys are getting some food before performance. You're mingling with the people, and they're just like, some of them will stop by, and you did a very good job earlier. I very much looking over at Ezra. You are very good with the backflips.
Thanks, I won't really hold on them.
Are you by chance? No, you know what? I'm not even gonna worry about it. So,
What?
no. What?
Huh? What was that?
I was gonna say, are you using your ear cuff or are you speaking in English?
Oh, you know what?
I know, and then that's why I was like, you know what? I had not been even considering that most of this time, so.
I mean, probably the ear cuff, just for the sake of
For the
it.
sake of it. All right, cool. And then he looks over at Ash and is like, "You, the rabbits, very impressive."
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that very much.
You'll have to. I would love to know how you did that. I would make a killing on a rabbit farm if I knew.
Ah!
Solomon's like,
You will notice like Esh mirror everybody's
everybody's
stuff
laugh.
back to him. Laugh, tone, demeanor,
Yeah,
very people pleasing to an audience,
right,
but does not hold on to a conversation.
right.
Just very. There's a cue. People will say things. There you go. Keep it moving.
Well, anyway, I'm not going to stop you from enjoying your meal. Do a good job with the rest of the show. I'll be looking forward to seeing what else you can pull out of that hat, wherever you keep the hat. The guy walks off. Solomon's chewing on a turkey leg on the bench behind you, just going, I thought you said we needed to blend in, by the way.
I don't like that, man. Just want that out in the open.
I don't like most people, but so I get it. To blend in, especially in a circus, you don't want to be boring. You work at a circus. You have to be extraordinary. And people will come to you and want escapism, spectacle, to believe in something, and you just want to be gray, beige. Solomon, you're tearing tickets, but you are giving entry into something greater than yourself. Act like it. By the way, did you notice anyone of note? Anyone that we should follow up on? Anybody that could probably kill all of us in a wink?
You see his face go like yeah, then going like, what the fuck? Towards the end.
Solomon,
I saw a single father of 15.
so close, so close to rage.
I suppose if there was anybody that would be like on the verge of jumping the coop, there was this one man with all the children. But no, he was fine. No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I didn't
Solomon,
notice
we're on
anyone.
the job.
Well, yeah, but it's a circus. Like, who's going to come here looking to start any trouble at the circus?
Me.
Just
Okay,
the kind of
so
person that would come to the circus to start trouble.
I look over at Ezra. Ezra, I found one person who could start something and probably kill us all in a snap. And then he does looks over at Ash.
Solomon,
Yes.
if I die
Don't hit me.
because you did not identify someone, I will kill you. I'll come back from the grave. Someone
You-
owes me a favor, and I will destroy you.
I was gonna say, it's like, you can't. Oh well, if someone owes you a favor, then maybe. Okay. No, but honestly, I didn't see anybody.
I
Well,
just
what
want
about
to-
this man you mentioned with multiple children?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Is
I
it like
don't
an
know.
unnatural amount of children? Is he holding children?
Well, there
This
was
is a
one.
children hoarder.
There was. He had. No, there was like 5. Is 5 a lot?
5? Not in the 1800s, no.
Honestly, it's shocking that he has that many.
And they
And
all
they're different
survived.
ages.
They
Yeah.
survived. No. Oh my
With the
god.
times. It's very historically
5
accurate
children
statement.
above the age of baby? That isn't. He might be a wizard.
How many were coughing?
1.
Amazing.
How many of them had the black lung?
That
I
is a
don't-
magician.
I didn't know. I didn't check. No, but he was fine. Like, it was their first time at the circus. I think they were. I think I saw them. They lived outside of the of town. Whenever we were coming in, they were waving at us from the fence. Remember? I think that was them. I don't know. I spent a lot of time trying to get that horse to stop running after you struck it, Esh.
I'm your teacher. I'm trying to teach you something. Did you learn anything?
Yes, but if I wanted equestrian lessons, I would have gone to somebody else.
What you learn is not to present the ass of your horse to someone who could fuck with you.
Ezra gets it.
You ever seen me fuck that up? No, because I learned a lesson.
I've never even seen you ride a horse, Ezra.
Exactly.
I don't know what you're not getting, Solomon.
I don't know either. Anyway, no, I don't think there's anybody here that is going to kill us. Although, no, I don't think there's anybody here that was going to kill us.
Stop adding qualifiers.
Okay, Solomon, let me just break this down just for a moment, okay? This is the class of unassumption. I'm teaching you to disguise yourselves and your true intentions from all that you're around you. Just a news flash for you. You don't work in a circus. You are here on a job. You're here to learn. And hopefully prevent something extraordinary. And so, if we are trying to be unassumptive, the people we are working against are probably very good at being unassumptive. So you need to think a little bit outside the box. I bet all of those children were explosive.
I hope not.
Now hold on.
They all seemed very nice.
Did you see a fuse out of the collar?
No? Does that happen?
That's because it was well hidden.
That doesn't happen. You're pulling my leg.
I don't want to
having-
touch you. I would never pull your leg.
You know who could pull your leg off? One of those children, I bet.
It's true.
What about
Have you
her?
ever seen an explosive?
What
bomb?
about her? He points at an old lady. She looks scary. And you just see this little grandma that's just like with her little purse and little shawl. She's like get in line to go into the big top.
Did you just state your direct intention with a full point in a public area?
Well, she couldn't hear me, and we're speaking in English.
You pointed again. This is an assumption. You are so suspicious right now.
Yeah, there's nothing more suspicious than someone who's speaking a language you do not going.
Her, toward an old lady in a shawl.
She couldn't hear me. She probably can't even hear me.
I will cut off your arm.
He puts his hand down.
You remember Aldo without 2 legs? That's what happened to him.
You cut off his legs?
No, it didn't. But it could have.
God damn it.
Okay. I'm just gonna finish eating my turkey leg.
Hey, I don't want to beat you down, okay? I just want you to notice, all right? If you're coming into the fold, both of you, people will depend on you and your eyes and your ears and every sense at all times. It's not about doing great backflips, although they were amazing.
Thank you.
It's about what you can glean from the crowd that gathers around you. They're looking at you, but you're doing so much more to them.
Can I,
Pushes his glasses
during
up.
this conversation,
Mhm.
can I have picked his pocket? Maybe stolen some tickets.
Sure. Make a sleight of hand check.
I just want to prove a point, you know?
Yeah. I'm gonna do his perception.
Sleight of hand. I hope he fails. Oh, let's go. Dirty 20.
Just going to be 25.
Oh,
How are you trying to pick his pocket?
I think it's a thing where we're like having that conversation, and while he's arguing with Ash being like, I'm talking in English, I'm gonna like try to pat him back like, oh, you'll get him next time, man. But I'm gonna try to like swipe something like out of his pocket.
As you do that, what is this? What is this? He is Sorceress Burst. No, I'm just kidding.
Power word kill.
I will say that he kind of does like a little electric shock. It just kind of like flicks your hand away. It's like a psst. But it's like, he's still focused on the conversation. He just kind of like shoves your hand away and then like zaps it a little.
Now, see, I'm someone that you think that you can trust, and I just almost stole your shit.
No, you
This is
didn't.
what we're trying to learn here.
Okay, lesson learned. I'll keep an eye out for shady people and people who could explode with, you know, what's the word? The fuse coming out of the
Fuse.
necks, or something.
Solomon, I was just pulling your leg on that one, but the Prince Bishop is probably going to be in attendance tonight. And if we do well, it will be a private showing, and we will be up close and personal. Everything will be judged pretty harshly on us, but it's a great opportunity
Okay.
to see what no one else sees. High society is dirty, they're gross, grimy. They have their fingers in a lot of pies.
I like pie.
Apparently, so do they, because they put their fingers in the fucking thing.
I feel like we're getting off track here, although pies are amazing.
They have pie.
I think
Give me a slice.
The vendor over there has pie.
If you point one more time.
Sorry. Oh my god.
But
He has to point to like cast a spell, and it just like cuts his hand off.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Okay, so conversation
pie.
continues. As you get your pie, Solomon does see Dimitri and Ulrich returning to get in line to get into the big top. And he goes, "Oh, look, there's my friend. I made
You
a
have
friend today. I made a friend today.
You made a friend.
Yes, with the boy who's going to explode."
I
Oh,
wouldn't
it's
say
a friend
that
with
so
5
loud.
children.
Yeah. I do want to know his secret.
So why he has 5 children?
He must be so fertile.
He's got
I'm
potency.
leaving. I'm leaving. He gets up out of the table and is like, I'm going to go with those people who are somewhat more normal than you.
He's got that potent dad blood.
He's got
Damn.
orphic
All
orphic
right.
sperm.
all right. Jesus Christ. Oh, that was amazing. Amazing derailment. Yeah, so he goes over there. Dimitri, you see this boy right over from one of the tables, the ticket boy from earlier, and he immediately runs up to you and starts jabbering at Ulrich in a language that neither one of you understand. He's like super excited. In English, he's going, "Hi, so you made it. I'm so glad. I know exactly where you can sit." And then he's like, looks at the confused faces on both of you. He's like,
In English, one of us just shouts, German!
he looks around, looks at somebody, and then like tucks his some hair behind his ear, and then starts speaking in perfect German. It's like, I'm so glad that you're able to be here. I found I got some seats saved for you up near the front so you could see everything. He's like talking more to Ulrich than he is like to you. I hope your dad doesn't mind. And Ulrich just goes, "That's not my dad." He's like,
You're not my dad!
your uncle then? He's like, "No. Dimitri's my brother." Oh. You don't look alike.
Joseph, shut the fuck up. Joseph, we're begging you.
And then, oh man, Ulrich's he's gonna go, yeah, he's adopted. Oh, adopted, right? Well, good, I guess. Come on in. So he leads you guys into the tent. Esh and Ezra, you're definitely close enough to have heard this like awkward back and forth, and to see his little flub of forgetting to turn on his cuff. Just like, this boy is definitely gonna get run over.
Ash, am I your best student?
Be
I don't think
honest.
you've cracked the top 10.
Like in our current class.
In the current class of 2.
Uh-huh. I've got a 50-50 shot. Come on. The odds are in my favor.
I'll get back to you on that.
Oh no!
You know where to find me.
Yeah.
I'll be in the tent, weeping.
So
The horns
the
just
horn-
really like,
it's time to go home.
It's circus time, motherfuckers. Get in the clown car.
as Ezra kind of goes and in this kind of boisterous way, I'm going to neatly stand up from the table, put some money down, and just in that kind of, not shouting, but just louder than normal, Ezra. Like very pointed, very barbed saying of the name.
Yeah.
Focus.
Yes. You told me not to call you sir, so I'm gonna stop there, and I'm gonna leave.
And as I pass the random old lady with the shawl, I'm going to pull a card from behind her ear that isn't real, just like an illusion thing.
Ooh.
Sakis. Give her a wink and then leave.
She falls. Her heart stops.
She dies.
Oh my god.
Kill count 1.
Next,
Alright.
I'm coming for that fucking kid.
Oh my god. Beautiful. Ash. As
No.
you're walking in, give me a perception check, please.
Sure. Is this my first check?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great. Okay. +6. Yeah, these are terrible die. 15.
15.
Yeah.
You can see at the back of the line, a procession is coming in from town. Aside from the regular people, it looks like there's some armed soldiers, guards more like, not really soldiers. And it looks like from here you can spot. Oh my god, where did I put his name? Demerick, the attendant, followed next to him with the man whom you know to be the Prince Bishop, Peter the First.
Okay.
Being pushed behind him in a wheelchair is a man who's very well decked out, the Duke, Duke Wilhelm, who's kind of just like staring at the ground. It doesn't seem like he's even cognizant. On either side behind him, you recognize some of the local police that are following behind him, and then what looks like a couple other like noble dressed individuals as they're walking into the tent. You can see the townsfolk are starting to clear the way for them, and you kind of rush off into the tent and get ready for the game.
How much time do I have? Like,
Before showtime starts, probably like 30 minutes.
could I theoretically, this is just like a quick thing, kind of, could I like duck into an alley, disguise myself as one of the attending guard or like police escort to get close to any conversation that's happening in the carriage?
They're walking. It's not so much a carriage. Just
Even better,
walk.
honestly.
There's no alley close by, but you can definitely duck behind one of the stalls or carriages to kind of duck around it and get close
Right,
enough.
I think Esh is really good at just kind of like Superman changing, like just around a pillar, that sort of thing.
Sure.
So I will give a little twist to the ring and be a very bland guard and just kind of like get into the escort just to see if
Okay.
any conversation is happening.
Make a stealth check. See how well you blend in real quick.
Ooh, with stealth, actually. Stealth is
If
not
stealth, or I mean, I guess you could do stealth or performance. What'd you go
Can I
to
do-
performance?
Can I give him a blessing of Galil? Plus 15 to stealth.
Right? Jesus. Plus 15 was crazy.
Yeah,
Okay.
especially
I
with
cast Pass Without Trace at 15th
I
level.
did that too.
good. That is 18 for
18?
performance.
And now make for me a perception check on top of that.
Oh, great. 21.
21. Beautiful. You see as you enter, as they are getting close and the procession's starting to slow down, you see Magnus has come up to kind of greet them personally as he leads them to their seats, and you are walking alongside them. They're not really talking much, but you get an idea of like looking around. You can see that one of them recognizing the insignias and the pips of station, we'll say. You see that there's the police chief and a couple of his like top lieutenants are with them as the introductions are being made, etc., etc. There's two doctors that are here also that they introduced to Magnus. And Magnus knows. Does he know? Yeah, he knows, but he doesn't know that you're in there right now. But basically, as Magnus does, he meets those of calm down right now. He meets those who are of special interest. They also introduced some people that were shuffling in behind them from the back, and these are their special guests. You hear the name Clermont Verne. He is referred to as an advocate that has come up from France. Traveling with him is a man that they name Lord Decken. And then, lastly, as your eyes land on this last person, you recognize them. Not because of research, not because of studying, but because you know them personally. You see, the introduction is made by Demric to Magnus. And here, visiting from the southern country, Serafina Madhawk. And you see this lady step forward in a regal, very formal dress. She gives a little polite bow. She is here on special business with the Prince Bishop and the Duke. So make sure that they are all taken care of. As you eyes widen as you recognize the name and recognize the face of your sister.
I think Esh will stumble. Probably if everybody's marching, he kind of does the stops in place kind of thing. Some slight, stumble. And immediately drops out. Probably not as smooth as Esh is known to do. A little bit too hasty.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. All right. That thought rolls through your head as you apply your makeup, as you get ready for the performance about to go down. Do you say or do anything in between then to anybody, or do you keep it to yourself?
Yeah, I think I have a code word with Alder.
Okay.
Who is my largest confidant. And don't know what the code word would be.
Mango.
No, I'm not gonna let you guys do it. No, it's gonna get weird.
The safe word is mango.
I think something like the hawks are circling.
Alder's eyes grow really big. All right.
And just
he just nods and looks around at the crowd that is now gathered on the inside. You hear
learn what you can.
He nods. There's a hush that falls over. Tick, 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 of to catch someone's attention, and a voice through. Well, I mean, it's basically like a loudspeaker, right? Or one of those. Oh my god, what is it? The term I'm thinking of. The little gun with the with the speaker.
Starter pistol? Oh, a megaphone?
A megaphone! Gosh dang! Yes.
Describing it as a gun is crazy.
Yeah, that's honestly, but it makes sense in hindsight.
That's what I meant to say. I thought I had that already. It's this one. Okay. Basically the
Citizens of Oldenburg, Germany, we bring to you a very special presentation of the House of Pentacles, mysteries, acrobats, and wonders from across the 7 continents.
And we're off to the races. The first one that comes out, it immediately goes lighthearted as the Empress appears. No, her name is Flora Linwood, and she is the animal caretaker. She comes out, this short individual, as she is tall for a gnome, but short for a human, comes out with a troop of dogs, and they begin to do a series of hoop jumps and whatnot. The crowd cheers as like these little dogs that are almost as tall as she is listen to every command with rapt attention. And that continues on for a few minutes. Then as it changes, it is led into another performance. The vibe changes. It becomes less comical as a person with an accordion begins to play, and spotlights are brought up to focus up on the top. And from the ceiling, you see the Fool, a Charlie Abernathy, a jester and tightrope walker, as he goes across a tightrope. High up in the middle of the tent, you see him have the titular long pole that kind of he helps keep balance, and with dressed as a jester up on the top, there's that jingle jangle of the bells on his feet and the tips of his hat. But then at some point, the pole falls, and the crowd is like. Is he like, whoa, 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 and like rights himself, almost as if he takes a deep breath, and you see the rope bounce beneath him as Evie and Ellis begin their trapeze, and the edges of their trapeze are tied to like the edges of the rope, so like it's like a double performance as they swing back and forth through the air, grabbing on with only the ankles of their feet, or wrapping themselves around with just one leg and barely holding on as they fly back and forth, causing the jester at the top to like teeter and totter back and forth as he's trying not to fall. Down on amongst the crowd, Solomon is like, having not seen the performance himself as of yet, it's just like, wow. Your younger brother, Ulrich, as well, seems to be just enthralled, Dimitri, as all of this is going on. But the performance continues, and there is one point where Ellis loses grip on the trapeze, and as he flies through the air, the crowd gasps as there is no net, and he seems to float in slow motion in a way that, like, you don't know if it's your mind that sees him swing in slow motion or if it's literally happening. But through clever manipulations, he's able to float through the air just in time to grasp onto his sister, and she swings him back and catches him, and the crowd cheers and goes crazy, clapping and everything. They swing him back, and he flies through the air, doing a somersault twice before grabbing on with one hand to the other swing, and the swings continue as their trapeze show winds down. Once they finish and they have dismounted from their trapeze, the jester finally makes his way to the opposite side with another round of applause from everybody. Up next, they bring out some more acrobats, but amongst them is the knife thrower, Gideon, and his new apprentice. They take center stage as the spotlight goes down to the very center, and you see Gideon like brandishing these like near machete-sized knives, as well as these like smaller daggers, and he's like starts juggling with them for a little bit as Ezra takes their place in front of a large target.
Fucking try me, bitch.
There's like almost, you could almost audibly hear the cracking of his knuckles as he like flips up all these knives and like spins away as each knife falls and like lands in the ground blade down, as he like spins just in time to avoid each of the falling knives. He grabs his shoulders, pulls off a piece of his costume and wraps it around his eyes. All right, here we go.
It'll be even easier to dodge him if he can't see.
They're all going into the crowd.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm using deflect missiles to throw them at fucking audience members.
Beautiful. The he goes down to do a cartwheel, and as he does the cartwheel, he grabs two of the knives, flips upward, and throws both. That is going to be the first one is a 18.
Oh, that hits.
Right down the center. It goes right towards you. Do you catch it?
I think I'll try to catch it if I can.
How does deflect missiles work?
Let me double check.
Because you just got nicked first round.
No, I got this. When an attack roll that includes bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage hits you, you can take a reaction to reduce the attack's damage by 1d10 plus 10.
Oh, okay, yeah. I gotcha.
If you reduce the damage to 0, you can expend a focus point, key point, to redirect some of the attack's force. If you do choose a creature you can see within 5 feet of you.
Well, the damage was only 1, so
I think I got it.
yeah, it's not like it's he's throwing them like a regular person, so it's not going to be, crazy. So the first one goes directly at you, and how do you deflect this?
I think Ezra sees it coming point blank, and there's a moment of shock of, oh, he's a good shot. This is unexpected. And then I think, like, at the last second, as it's, like, closing in on Ezra's face, they just, with one hand, like, catch the point of the dagger between their two fingers, and with, like, a cool spin, just, like, boom, throw it into the ground.
The next... Then you have a split second as the next one comes in towards you with a 17.
That still hits.
You see this next one. I'm not
Can
gonna
do it again?
Yeah, sure. This is a performance. It's fine.
Yeah.
This is the combat. The next one comes in again. You're like, oh, this fucker. As you like he does another cartwheel, grabs another 2 blades and flings them at you. These are the machete-sized ones.
Yep.
That is going to be an 11 and an 18. So the 11
that hits.
the 11 goes right by your head. And then the other one was going to go like it would have like probably kept one on either side, but you had kind of dodged just enough to where it now was like directly lined up to grab you. Just
I just open palm, smack it out of the way.
Nice. There's 5 more blades that go out in quick succession. Oh my gosh. Let's see what we got.
Roll
We
low.
have a 4, an 11,
That doesn't hit.
another
Yay.
11, a 13, and a 17.
Okay, the 17 will hit, but
So they're like go up the side of your body, and then the one that would have gone directly down the center of your chest.
yeah.
How do you want to catch that one?
With her mouth.
I want to be really extra. I think I think in dodging it, it's less catch. More that like Ezra like does the like a back bend into it, and they like as they see it coming into the chest, they back bend to dodge it, and then their foot like gives it the push to kick the rest of the way backwards onto the wall.
Beautiful. I love it. Yeah, the crowd goes wild as all the knives have been thrown. The acrobats behind you, the thing.
Oh my god.
The acrobats behind you who are just like doing cartwheels this whole time, you can see a couple of the times that they stop and see what's happening. They're like, oh shit. they see how close that was running. Beautiful. Okay.
Gotta give the people a good show, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. All right. That act is done. The next one up, Hunter. You come out with your up onto the stage. You Dimitri, you notice that Joseph has been sitting with you guys for a while, and then like all of a sudden he's gone. He disappears. He goes over to meet with you, Ash, as you're about to come out. He is going to cast a controlled fog cloud, and he kind of like on the other side of the tent, he puts his hands on the ground, and it looks like at first like it's vibrating the earth, but you realize that it's just fog that's coming out of the ground, and it creates like this like fog that rolls out onto the center stage.
Honestly, perfect, because that really coincides with what I was planning on doing. So
Beautiful.
Very nice. Point of, I guess, order or just note here is that now that I know that my sister is in attendance, Ash has fully disguised himself. He is not the same that he was kind of doing the rabbit trick. His hair is still purple, but much longer, almost voluminous. He is still heavily tattooed, but the tattoos are nothing like the sister would recognize. And he, as he approaches the middle of this kind of big top, through the fog, he will minor illusion under each step, like a different kind of colored light, like he's stepping on.
Ooh, yeah.
Kind of rainbow kind of thing. And just like really taking his time. And I think that accordion guy is still there.
Yeah.
Or like came back, and it's just building in that kind of beautiful way. And just wordlessly is going to with the wand that he kind of does the same trick because he really likes it. Casts Fog Cloud himself and brings it up, gives a wink to Solomon to dissipate his own, but makes it look like it is forming all around. And I would love to, I hope this doesn't mess anything up, but I would love to have this joint collaborative show with Lenore, who is a lot of things, but kind of has a morbid performance art that includes like shadow puppetry. And so I would want to bring this cloud up that gets a little bit kind of clustered, a little bit more controlled near the center, but everybody's kind of in that kind of like dry eye smoke kind of thing. And Ash is going to illusion. How can I put this? I don't know what it's called, but you know how in like the olden days, there are almost like an oil lamp, but it is like they would use it to capture an art piece, you know, something to kind of look in, you know, almost like one of those like spinning things that has like
early animation.
Yeah, something like that. But this one,
like a shadow box.
Yeah, it's essentially that, but the big top is now the shadow box. And so in the middle, I am major imaging a shadow within this fog and a little tiny light underneath it. That is an actual fire. It's just an illusion. But it is showing just this amalgam of this shadow that then takes the form of what Lenore is kind of directing. And it's essentially like a blown up version of all the different acts that the audience has seen around.
Yeah.
So it's the trapeze artist, but in that kind of like slow motion silhouette, the shadow has like wings that furl out and come back in. We see like the fire dancer just kind of like pick up the flame and have it like inside the shadow, like inside the heart of this kind of thing. It just has all these different kind of reimaginings of all of these performances that would be out there, even to the one that just happened with Ezra, of this kind of backflipping athletic person having, instead of like one knife after another, it's just like hundreds, and you just see this person just like ballet in between all of these knives, just kind of coming out unscathed, but it's all in silhouette. And so that goes on for however long length of time.
Nice.
And the fog is getting like more and more dense toward the middle. And then eventually like some big finale of some is probably like the silhouette of a giant lion just rearing up. And then it kind of like almost zooms in on the lion's face that like clamps down. And then the fog just bursts to just everywhere. And now in the center, as the fog quickly dissipates, I am replaced with Magnus Crow.
And the crowd goes wild. Yeah!
And I'm gone.
Beautiful. For the last few shows, Dimitri, it is an amazing spectacle of acrobatic feats. There's at one point someone gets shot out of a cannon and they fly through the tent, and there's just like there's a little bit of like, oh my god, are they okay? And then they come running out of from the outside back inside, and everyone like goes crazy. But at first there's that like they overshot, they like the net was there and they just go literally through the canvas on the other side of the tent space. A bunch there's a couple of wild animals. It's not like elephants and giraffes or anything like that. There's like some horse performances, horse tricks. There's some that come in with the camels. It is more of just like an eccentric mix, but there's always an element of almost death to many of these performances, whether it be spirit or murder by knife. Like there's always this element of danger in all of them. But something feels strange. All of the performances have had an air of familiarity to them. Not that you've seen them before, but there's just something about them all that just strikes you as like curious. Before long, the circus is done. Solomon comes over to you both and is like, "Did you like the show?" In his flawless German.
Yeah, very much so. Do you do this a lot, though? I perform.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll have another show tomorrow if you want to come back and see it again. Although you might have to pay for those tickets. But, I promise it is, maybe I can actually get you to meet some of the performers tomorrow if you come back.
All right. Yeah, I think we both will come back. I just grab Alaric.
He looks down at the ground. By the way, it was nice meeting you both.
Same to you, I
Yeah.
guess.
I will. We'll see you tomorrow then. Like he's like looks off to the side. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. And you guys leave with the rest of the crowd. I don't know what you're talking about. As you make your way now in the night sky with the stars overhead, Alaric is going on and on about how amazing this act was and how amazing that act was and how cool this was. And it was really nice of that strange, that weird boy to have given you guys the tickets and like just goes on and on. As you are walking out, you can see around the entrance, like there's a couple of the guards that are probably waiting for the Duke, because you guys saw them. There was definitely that moment of the of Magnus thanking their hosts, Duke Wilhelm and the Prince Bishop, for allowing them to come to this fine, hamlet, etc., etc. And the Prince Bishop stands and does a bow, and you see that the Duke is just kind of still staring there at the ground, and then the Prince just like shakes his shoulder and he's like nods and waves at everybody. Amongst the officers that are there waiting for the Duke to leave, you see a few more individuals that are like the man that you saw in the back of the carriage. They look rough. They are the oh no, this is a terrible stereotype. They're the carnies that are not the carnies. These all look like they just got out of prison. Like they have a ton of scars to them. They look very rough. But they look like they're standing along with the guards of the Duke, which is kind of curious. But you walk out with the rest of the individuals, and you walk back towards the Kroon family home. Those of you inside the circus, the Duke, the Prince Bishop actually comes over to some of you, to Magnus, as Magnus is basically doing the after show debriefing. If you would like, we would be very much interested in inviting some of your fine performers over to join the rest of us for a few libations, if you will. You may take your pick, Magnus. Bring 4. Whoever you think benefits or would behave well in pleasant company. Magnus is like, of course. Thank you. Well. And as the Prince Bishop leaves with the entourage going back to the Duke's estate, Magnus goes to the group, looks to Ash. This may not be a private performance, but it would be an excellent opportunity to test the skills of your students if you wish to go.
There will be a stammer that is usually not there. Magnus, never mind. Yes, I accept.
Do you have a reservation?
Never, old friend.
All right. Well, come along then. Where's He looks around. He sees Ezra. Where's Solomon?
Check the stables.
I'll go look.
Check for child bombs.
I'll look into the kind of main big
Main room.
top area.
Solomon is not present.
I will get on the, what's that thing called? Spy's Murmur.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
It's
Solomon.
back.
No.
Solomon, are you nearby?
There's like no response at first. And then finally, yes. Sorry, I was. I'll be right back. I got to run an errand really fast.
What kind of errand do you have in a town that is not yours?
A hunch. You said to watch out for someone that reminded me that they might snap and hurt someone, right?
But you gotta communicate that with the team, or you might die.
I'm not going to chase that person. And it's more of a hunch, really.
Who is the person and where are you?
He's reaching the limited 1 mile range of the Spy's Murmur.
Damn, he moves fast.
He'd already
There's
been
gonna
gone
be
for a while.
a little frantic energy of just like looking in the tent, looking out of the tent, but I can't show that to the very esteemed company that is there.
Yeah. Company, which, by the way, is gathering together with. You see your sister like walking out of the tent with everybody. They're walking up towards or walking back now with their entourage. You see Magnus is going, well, are we going or not?
Of course. I'm going to go over the private performance with Ezra. And then I just grab Ezra by the arm and just pull it to like where we're facing the same direction. Solomon is over a mile away on a hunch errand. We need to be in the group behind us, and they are very snooty. Oh, you're muted.
I'm muted. Hold on. So what are we doing about that? Do you want me to go after Solomon, or do we do the snooty drinking game?
We need to do the snooty drinking game because this is a lesson that is invaluable. And you'll notice like a little full in real life ellipses, and then he just kind of shakes his head. I will send one of the circus performers that we can trust after Solomon.
All right.
We cannot go retrieving him again. Right.
All right. Do we know what the hunch is?
Spice Murmur doesn't give us like a location, does it?
Mm-mm.
We just know he's a mile in some direction.
Who is the most... Okay, I'll give you some options. Who's the most paranoid or creepy or like knows and everybody else's business member of like the circus?
Who's the biggest gossip?
Lenore?
Yeah. Okay. Lenore.
Yes. Mind you, Lenore is I should describe. Lenore gives you like this Undertaker vibe. She is pale, she's thin, reedy. She is your what is the word? Your everyday goth girl. And kind of almost spooky, but not terribly so. She's kind of strange. What is it?
Do you know where Solomon went?
No. Should I?
Yes, Lenore. Okay.
I saw him hanging out with that one bloke and his brother.
That's right. The Fuse. I mean, never mind.
And where did they go?
Where are they?
I don't know. They left.
No,
No.
which
Why?
direction?
Which direction did they leave?
She points out the tent.
The only good time for pointing. Okay.
He just reflexively punches her when she points.
All right. Ezra? I'll make a grand entrance. Stall for time. I will catch up with you. I'm going to go talk to this very fertile man.
Ah, yes, I forgot that's what the only information we have about him. All right, I can do that.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I'm gonna go stall for time.
Hey, you're my favorite student.
I'm gonna stall so well.
That's a bad move. All right. And I'm just gonna run just toward the direction and try to look for that guy with.
Ezra getting the father's approval they never had.
Approval's
No.
a strong word.
Yeah, but Ezra's starved, and you put an eyedropper of water in front of him.
That's fair. What a visual.
You make your way out into the tent, and by this point, a good amount of the people have already scattered to their homes. So the fairgrounds themselves are kind of on the empty side.
I know it's from what Solomon said that they live outside of town.
Mhm.
So just kind of keeping that path, hoping that I just see them. I'm not gonna like go out of town,
Yeah,
but like
make a perception check
right. Okay.
as you're running.
Well, please be good. Oh, 15 again. 9 plus
15.
6. Yeah.
You are pretty sure you have not seen them. You're like 99% sure you cannot find them. And you get to the edge, you follow the road back that you came in. You remember Solomon saying something about having seen something about them being somewhere along the road that you came by. And you get to the edge of town and there's like those last few lanterns. And then it's just dark, like grassy field. And you see no one walking out there. In fact, you're starting to see a little bit of that mist that kind of like goes along the ground as the moonlight kind of lights the grassy field, and you can see probably about a mile out the dark pitch of the four edges of the forest, and like a few pinpricks of light at the edges of that forest, like all the way across the horizon of a couple of houses that are out there. There is no way, probably,
Okay.
of determining which one.
Can
I'm gonna
we,
head. Ooh, go
with
ahead.
the spies and Momo, can I suggest that as you move out, keep trying to contact him if you're getting close? Then
Oh, yeah.
he'll be able to hear you.
Sure. If he's
If you
that.
close that mile gap, then we'll
Yeah,
then
just a little
then you're
bit.
good.
Yeah, I'll try at the edge of where I decide to turn back. Is Solomon in there?
If he is, he does not respond.
Okay. I'm going
he's
to.
dead.
Honestly,
I got us another boy.
oh my god, the sense of relief that washes over me. No. I'm going to pull out a out of seemingly nowhere because that's what I do. It is a quill, and it is an extremely like shiny green, like an emerald feather,
Mhm.
and a piece of parchment, and he's running, right? Like he is just going.
Yeah.
But he writes in this illusory script 2 words, Divine Solomon. And he flicks it into the air, this parchment, and it folds itself into a little origami bird.
Hmm.
And it is headed toward Alder.
Okay. Actually, it doesn't flap. It just glides on a weird, unseen air. It's like the paper airplanes that just forever fly for some reason.
Yeah. And I get back to the tent and then just try to catch up in the however many minutes I was gone.
It'd be like 20 minutes, probably. Quick 10-minute run that way.
It would be like a very extreme 20 minutes, depending on how far they get away. But
Yeah.
I'll try to catch up.
you make your way to the Duke's estate. And that's its own thing. We'll get to that in a second. Rewind a little bit of time. Dimitri, you and Alric have returned home. And Mildberg comes up to you and she's acting strange. She pulls you into the house and checks around behind you, and it's like, nobody followed you, right?
I don't think so. Why?
No reason.
Why would someone be following us?
Alric, go with Vigmund. Make sure that all the little ones are asleep, and then go bathe yourself. Did you have a good time? She's kind of ignoring you for the time being. It's like, yeah, it was really great. He's like, shh, that's great. Go wash up. Go wash up. She takes your hand and pulls you towards the kitchen where Signy and Eden are.
Oh.
Give me a insight check.
What's my insight? Oh, okay. +0.
Beautiful.
Nine.
Something is bothering them. You can't tell what it is. There's definitely something on their faces. We have been trying to teach you the art, yes?
Yes, of the old ways?
Yes, the old ways. Well, last night, this is the wrong song. Last night, there was we had a vision from a glimpse from the mother. There's danger.
Oh.
There's danger coming for the house tonight.
Do you know what kind of danger?
No. But what we did see, and she looks at her sisters, what we did see is that if we stay here, we're not going to make it. None of us will. But if we leave with you, you also will not make it. She holds your hand. We have been holding on to you for a very long time because we knew that there was something important that is going to happen. And now is the time for that important thing to happen. And for the time being, we have to go separate ways.
I understand. And he just starts tearing up.
She puts a hand up to his cheek and taps it. The mother will always be with you. Signy, it's time. Signy's nervously fidgeting with her hands. She comes over and you see that in her hands she has a wreath that she's made. It's about that big around. It's a wreath of grass, of the straw grass that's outside. And she this will keep you safe. Make sure that you keep it safe as well. And she holds it like this. And then is going to turn her hands like this. And as she turns, the weave and the grass tighten. Smaller and smaller until she cups her hands like this. And when she opens her hand, in her palm is a small, almost ring-sized shape of the wreath. It's just tightened, so tightly woven that it almost looks like wood, but you can still see the individual strands of grass as it makes like this little ring. She takes it and places it in your hand. Now, we will take the girls to the mountains. So do not worry about us. We will see you again. Okay? But you must stay here. Whatever is coming is looking not for you. Of that much we are certain. But just stay hidden. And if you need to, you know how to defend yourself.
Okay. Just still tearing up. I'll do my best. But I better see you guys again.
We are not going to let you out of our sight. Oh, one more thing. Mildred, come here. Mildred's like, do we have to, though? Yes, it's important. She goes and she grabs this necklace that you've only seen like the ring of. It's always tucked into her shirt. But she pulls up this necklace. And as she pulls it up, there's a gem, like a smooth river stone, like that big around. And she puts it over your head. This has been passed down from all of the Kroon family members for generations past memory. Make sure you keep it safe and keep it on you. We will be able to see you. We will be able to speak. Okay?
Okay.
Remember to count on the mother. Speak to her at all times. Even when you don't think that she is listening, she is always listening. She'll take good care of you. Just the same way we have. She is the one who taught us. She will be guiding you. Okay? Now, we are going to go prepare the little ones. They are asleep and hopefully they will not wake up while we move them. They go to the back and start to, with Alric's help, they put the little ones in these little like bassinets and wrap them up like almost like cocoon style. And they wrap them up and take them outside. And they have tied up one of the cows. And on each side of the cow, they like place like little rockers, almost not rockers, it's almost like little slings, like hammocks, and they put the kids on the sides of the hammock. And then they start to head out into the forest. You go back in the house, and it is so oddly empty, so oddly quiet. And then you hear footsteps outside, running up. And then on the door. Hello? Hello?
Wait. Is that? I'm gonna quietly go to the door.
You go to the door, and there outside is Joseph, looking like sweating, tired. He's like, I'm sorry, is everything okay?
Yes, everything's okay.
You sure? He like looks around, like looking around inside the house.
Maybe. I don't even know anymore.
This is gonna sound very weird, very strange even. I had, we'll call it a hunch that something bad was going to happen, and I couldn't just not, I couldn't stand by and let it happen. Can I come inside?
I'm gonna unlock the door and gesture him to come in, but I'm gonna take a quick look at his gestures and see if he's frightened or anything like that.
Oh yeah, insight check.
Yeah. Five.
He looks fine. He's definitely like something's on his mind, but you look him over and like he's like 15. He's like no older than Alric. He's just a boy. He does look a little different. His clothing looks a little cleaner than it had been earlier. But you see his hands are kind of like he's like wiggling his fingers like he's like nervous, and he's like looking around. He's like, I could have sworn that. Do you live here by yourself? Where are the children?
They just left.
They left? That's good. That's good. I think. He like goes back over to the door and like peeks. There's probably like a window or something that's off to the side, and he like looks outside. It's like,
what are you looking for or at?
He looks back at you. That hunch. And we're gonna go over across town to Esh and Ezra in the Duke's house. You have been mingling for a little bit. Before where is it? This one? It's a very fancy dinner party.
No, I don't belong here.
Instantly walks away. Oh, nope, I'm going.
Here's a single cello. No. Yeah, it's too blue for my blood.
Where's the fireplace? There's the fireplace. A little laughter every now and then. There's a there's a little clinking of the glass. The Prince Bishop is speaking. Welcome, guests, to this house of old. Our family has a tradition of bringing together both familiar and some of those new to us. This night, we are grateful for the amusement. That's beautiful. You bring us in honor of our performing friends. It is of note that when you guys arrived, the household staff had been handing out masks to the attendants, like a masquerade.
Are we at an orgy?
I think we might be.
Until
I think everyone is about to disrobe at the end of this toast.
Until it was you guys, and you guys were not given masks.
That's rude.
Us.
Sexist or racist.
They
Classist.
declined, y'all.
This party is a metaphor.
For the amusement you bring us in honor of our performing friends. You have done us a service of performing for us tonight. So V would like the opportunity to give you a face, just as you have given us a face. You've done us
I'm gonna look at Ezra, by the way, and go, this is not normal.
Ezra visibly looks confused.
You've done us a great favor in coming, showing us your eccentric arts and masterful skills of illusion.
We're cooked, chat.
Enjoy a decent meal, some refreshments, as I'm sure you have not been able to enjoy while on the road. And once we've had our fill, maybe we can get an encore performance from someone. You you look and over at Magnus, and Magnus is like, this was not part of the like what?
Get me drunk and expect me to dodge knives. I see what the plan is.
Yeah. The crowd like does a little clap, and then they all start to talk and hobnob again, and start.
That was an evil laugh.
That was really an evil laugh.
That was an evil laugh. There's a villain in this room.
The call's coming from inside the house.
Oh.
The party retires to a drawing room where music is playing. As you guys are like eating and drinking, Esh, you notice that you've kind of kept an eye out for Serafina. She has gratefully, perhaps, stayed on the opposite side of the room from you and has always had managed to have her back. This doesn't surprise you much. You are not her interest right now. You can see her attention has been solely focused on the Prince Bishop and is kind of like at his side and always speaking to him and et cetera, just like constantly talking.
She's kissing ass.
Basically.
Head zoned. That's his sister.
Over the course of the next 30 minutes to an hour, you're approached by the doctors that you had heard introduced earlier. One is just like general practitioner. The other one is like, one focuses on mental things, and you can see that he is trying to like use this opportunity to talk to circus folk, and he's almost in a not necessarily demeaning way, but in a kind of like talking down to way, like,
and how do you keep your mind from fracturing when you don't have a home to stay in all the time?
Before I answered that fucked up question, in the dossier of people in proximity to the Prince Bishop, do these people blip? Are they a surprise?
They shouldn't blip. They're not people. They're doctors of this town. So
okay, they're nobody of like import.
They're
like
not
traveling doctors.
No. They're from here. In fact, like most of the people that are here are from this town, and that much you know. Like the police chief is here. There's like 3 of his officers that are here. The ones that you don't know who they are the special guests, and that would be this Lord Deccan and Claremont Verne. Those are the 2 that you don't know who they are, because they were kind of like not expected. They're not local nobles.
Okay. Well, I'll take that question and go, Well, you see, a rough upbringing hardens one for the road, gives them clarity in their performances, and of course, makes us hunger for the affirmations of higher individuals. Wouldn't you agree?
He's like, seeing that you kind of repeat back his laugh, he's just kind of like, curious.
Brain damage.
The eyes just go, well,
really
Ezra's like,
fascinating.
I'm going to disguise self in the most subtle way possible and like dilate my pupils to non-existence.
Incredible.
You see the police officers come in and like speak. By the way, good show. Good show. Like,
Oh, thank you
they kind
so
of break
much.
up the doctor's like intense eye stare, and they kind of try and hobnob for a minute, just like asking how long you've been on the road. Very good with the knives. There was one thing that the police officer, that the chief of the police, his name is Police Chief Gretelberg, Mr. Gretelberg. He's like, he does make an offhand comment. He goes, "Now, after tonight, I don't want to hear any funny business in town. I know sometimes you people get a little sly when you're visiting places, but our officers are keeping a good lookout, so I don't want to have to see any of you in bars in the morning.
Is he just being a dick?
He's
Or
a
is
little a drunk dick.
But it's not like anything specific, like
Yeah. No, it's just cliched circus.
discrimination.
Yeah.
Bite
Just
the
your average discrimination
just
from
your
law
average.
enforcement.
Yeah. I don't think it riles Ash at all. Like that in comparison to what's also in the room is so off the radar that I don't even think he registers that someone is like really talking down to him. You know, he was kind of having fun with the doctor, but this is like they are getting in the way. They're creating like an obstacle to get closer to these special guests.
The Duke of Wesselton.
The Duke of Wesselton. There's like, so there's a little bit like of a pause, like a pregnant pause of like, oh, don't you worry, I will keep the festivities in the big top just for
good.
you.
It's good to hear. Good to hear.
Yes. Well, cheers. Choose and all that.
Ah ha ha ha. If you'll excuse me. Where is Ezra?
Probably close by.
Yep. I think Ezra's kind of standing close by, but not close enough to be a part of the conversation.
I will approach Ezra and just like, hello. Look like we're having a good conversation. Just back on up into the corner over
Yep.
there. All right. Very good. Ha ha. All right, the special guests. I don't know who they are. I know one of them is the woman, very scary. With a word, she could destroy a country. Do you see how important this is? Yes, we need to get to know them sometime tonight. The sooner the
woman?
better. He's number one. The
All
other
right.
two, who are Lord Deccan,
Dechen.
Dechen. Okay. And it was Seraphine and who was the other one?
Clement Verne.
Clement Verne. Okay, an advocate from France. All right.
His
Ezra.
son's gonna write about being thousands of leagues under the sea.
Beautiful.
Nice. Ezra. I like talking to you. I do. Use that. You're part of the circus now. Get close to them. This is your test. We are in the thick of it.
All right.
And I am here as a resource. I can go with you. I can hang back. How do you want to approach?
I think if there's three of them and two of us, I say we divide and conquer. I can go try to chat up the lady.
Okay.
I've been told I'm good with the ladies.
Fantastic.
Don't ask who's told me that, but I've been told that.
All right. Maybe an introduction. Does it look like anybody is... Ooh, Dimrick. Where's Dimrick?
Dimrick is over with the Prince Bishop, Seraphina, and the Duke currently. The Duke is like...
What a group.
What a crowd.
I
think
don't
we
know
go.
if... Yeah, I don't know if you're going to split them off, so maybe we both go.
Yeah, never mind. We'll go with that option.
All right. We're going to approach.
Okay. You go to approach. And as you approach, we
Here
cut
comes the boss music.
we cut away as you approach back to Dimitri. Let's see. Which one? Turn this off, this off, this off. There's an air of quietness, intention. This Joseph boy has not stopped looking outside the window. He's like tapping on the glass almost. It's going to happen soon. Do you have any weapons here?
I think I do. I just run to the kitchen, get a knife out of the drawer.
He looks at it. Good. Okay. Well, it's better than nothing. Don't know what I was expecting, honestly. Okay, I'm going to be clean with you for a minute. My name's not Joseph. My name, just call me Kent. Sometimes I see things. Little things. Sometimes it's not terrible. Sometimes it's not good. I saw something was going to happen here. And there were people with guns. And I saw a bunch of people. They looked like they were dead. But there's only 2 of us now. So that's going to be good, right? It's going to count for something. That's when you hear the first gunshot. You followed quickly by like a couple more muskets. Followed from outside as they crack glass and into the door, and you guys both like duck down for cover. You can hear. You're like
just freaking out. What the fuck?
There's a little bit of like, okay, so it's time is now. Okay, so I'm gonna be a little more clear with you too. I do a little more than just see things. So what you're going to see next might be a little strange, but don't worry about that. I'm just gonna try to do my best to keep us both alive. Okay?
I guess.
You hear from outside another round of fire, and then there's more shots. They go off, and there's like start rick-rocketing around the room, and you're just like diving down for cover. Both windows on either side break, and. Oh, let's see. Where is my freaking... Nope, this is not it. We're just going to go and play this real fast then, because this is too not tense enough. There, you can hear the shouting from outside. We've got you surrounded. Come out. Bring the old ladies with you. And they're like... You see Solomon just go... Or Joseph just like bring his mouth... finger to his mouth, go shh, and then he like sneaks up to the window and like barely peeks his head up around the corner, and then like 1, 2, 3, and he like sticks his hand up over the ledge, and you see this quick firing of brilliant light as he casts magic missile from his hand, and you just see this light go and it fires off into the darkness outside, and you're just like, what the? He brings his hand down, he goes, hopefully that he's like, you can hear, duck, take cover, there's someone inside. There's like then another round of gunshots that kind of like brings bullets ricocheting on the inside. My brain is like running out of English words. And you can hear them getting closer with each round. Finally, you can hear that they're like basically inside the yard on the other side of the door. And you can hear a man's voice. We know you're in there. Just go on ahead and come out. There's more of us than there are of you. From around the door, in the back of the house, you see Alric crawling down on all fours down the hallway. He's like, Dimitri, come on. We can go out the back. And you see Joseph turn. He goes, oh no. And he looks over at you. He goes, he's not supposed to be here. And right when you hear him say, he's not supposed to be here, a big crushing explosion of wood happens as the man that you had seen earlier on top of the carriage bursts through the wooden door. And you see him look over at you and over at Solomon. He goes, hey, hello, boys. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Ah, a criminal.
Aaron, are you gonna kill my brother?
No. Why would I do that? In front of my salad?
In front of my...
I thought when you said an explosion of wood, I was like, the child was.
He
An
exploded. He was an
Oh
explosive.
God, your brother was Pinocchio and now he is dead.
No. No, but it should be a very...
Geppetto came all the way back around.
We did it!
Yay!
I know what
Hey.
shirt I'll be wearing to next session.
Yeah, no, this
Fuses?
officer.
Officer, I
I
drop
drop-
kicked that child in self-defense.
That is so niche.
I need it.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
Wow.
All right.
Special points if you know what fandom that's from.
Good job, everybody. Welcome to Age of Innovation. They're just getting started. Just starting cooking.
Wow.
A
You-
session 1 drive-by.
Yeah, family drop an hour in, just like.
A sister
When you have
appeared,
when you
and there
have
was a drive-by
a
shooting.
when you have a delicious family like yours, like how could I resist?
Wow.
I don't like the use of the word delicious.
Session 1 drive-by. Yeah.
Sister.
Yeah.
That was
no.
good though. Good job. Good job.
So,
It was nicely scenic. I could see everything so well in my head. So
well, and that's where it's like, I hate, there is a level of like, I didn't want it to be as, quote unquote cinematic, because I wanted you guys to be able to do more, but there was a lot of like setup. And I was
it's
like,
first.
the first session, a lot of setup, but then we're going to go roll ham this next round. So should be good. Should be good. Dimitri, we're going to talk, but,
Oh Lord,
oh Lord, it's going to be great. It's going to be good.
Fuck my family.
He's gonna kill your brother.
I'm not killing anybody.
You
Well,
are
that's
totally
not
killing my
true.
brother.
I'm not killing. Pinky promise. I am not killing your brother
Intentionally.
intentionally.
10:50 p.m. y'all.
Mark this down. Write this down.
I mean,
Lottie, write this down.
He has
I've got my-
HP, right?
I've got my notary here.
My notary is dead. He's just gonna slice pieces off, but not kill.
Going
He's
to
not killing
seriously
anybody. The
maim-
guys with guns are.
seriously maim or injure, but he will be alive.
Yes.
Thanks,
Obviously.
Dobby.
Not killing anybody. The guys with guns are. Crazy take. He is the guy with guns.
Beautiful.
That's what you get for pointing. That's all I gotta say.
That's you know what?
Ooh. You did say you
rude.
were gonna kill
He
him.
said the enemies are that way, and
He
now
said
the
they're out there.
child's gonna die.
He pointed, and he did magic missile, and look what happened. All right, well, we'll see you next Thursday here for another episode of Age of Innovation. We'll see you Tuesday for Age of Myth, and Wednesday for Vampire the Masquerade, and Friday for Star Wars. What a fun-filled week next week's gonna be. Whoo, doggy. Yep. And then I have a performance on Saturday up in Austin.
Yeah.
It'll be great. Tuesday in it. Tuesday, exactly. All right.
Go to
Guy in it.
Austin. Go to Austin. Y'all can go see Aaron on that pole.
No, I'll be on the court. Thank you very much. Anyway, enough of that. We'll see you next time. Ta-ta!